Hey everyone, I'm John DuPont. This is David Johnson. We are the voice of the Bacon County Red Raiders, the voices of, and the Calhoun County game was so exciting for us to call. It was the first opportunity for us to do it on TV, and well, we really wish it could have come out a lot differently, but so many highlights there, and wow, what a way to remember it. Your very own DVD of that game, something you can cherish forever. Wish I had something like that at home, David, and I know you feel the same way.
I do. All I have is newspaper clippings, and you know, like John says, we're proud of you, and we want to at least you know, give you this small token of our appreciation just for the effort that you're giving, and let you know this community is backing you 100%. And we want to see you get a win in the win column, and I know this is a loss, but this is something you'll be able to look back the rest of your life, and you'll see the fans in there, the cheerleaders, and you know, it's just something that we're glad that we can do it for you.
And so much a salute to C. Bennett and Johnson for their efforts and everything they've done to make this come to fruition. So we hope you enjoy it, and we look forward to future projects like this. Go Raiders! Good evening, everyone. I'm John DuPont along with David Johnson. This is the Georgia TV Now Football Game of the Week, our high school special Friday Night Lights here in Alma, and it's the Bacon County Red Raiders taking on the Calhoun County Cougars. Bacon County 0-3 on the season, trying to get that first W, and last week a big win for Calhoun, 40-16 over the Atkinson County Rebels. David, always important to get that first win. Good to be back at Morris Johnson Stadium tonight, but the Red Raiders at least one man shy that we know of going into tonight's game.
Well, we've got 33. I think they've got 26, so we're going to see what we're made of tonight. We got an equal number of players. So
one of the people that they're used to looking to, Marcus Shine, the tight end, not expected to play. Probably have to go to Clint Burkett, the tight end, the backup tight end, the sophomore. Meanwhile, Reed Burkett, the quarterback last week, yielding to Danke Anderson, the sophomore, in some passing situations. We'll see what Scott Brown has to do tonight, if he's going to tweak that offense a little bit more or not. Straight ahead, it's kickoff. Tonight's game of the week is brought to you by WDMG 860 AM, the talk of the South. When we come back, we'll have football. This telecast can be seen on ATC Channel 50 and on Waycross Cable Channel 99. Back with more in a moment, right here from the stadium. And here come the Red Raiders as they burst beneath the stretched banner by the cheerleaders down there. They put a lot of work into that. But again, gas prices off 30 cents a gallon from what they were last week. Weren't a lot of Red Raider fans were able to make it over to Dawson, and it doesn't look like a lot of people.
Okay. Hey guys, this is Bill with Georgia TV Now. You're watching the Georgia TV Now Game of the Week, Week 4. The Bacon County Raiders versus the Calhoun County Cougars. It's a great game. It's a nail biter. So you guys need to pay close attention. It's brought to you by Georgia TV Now and this radio station right here. Yeah, they're really good people. They're good people. And it's sponsored by Cobblestone Realty and Waters Ford. So you guys sit back, relax, grab a cold Coke, and watch the Georgia TV Now Game of the Week. Yeah!
Now the replay again, you can hear or you can listen to and watch on Channel 99 Waycross Cable, Channel 50 ATC. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. And we're so glad to have those folks here tonight as well. The Cougars making their way onto the field in quasi-Georgia fashion, you know, with the arms length and so forth. Well, I think, remember, the Titans probably came up with that first, but sort of a sign of unity, I think, is what we're to take from that.
Exactly. They walked in real nice and slow. Didn't look like they were showing a whole lot of enthusiasm, but that may be a disguise right here. We're fixing to kick off and see what they're made of right now. Red Raiders are kicking off. Looks like, looking at some of these running backs, they look like they're about the same size as some of the quickness we had last week. All of them about 5'6", 5'5", and I'm sure they can fly. But,
new kicker tonight, Sabron Mosby, the freshman has been kicking off. The junior McCarty will do the honors from his own 40. 2 men deep for the Calhoun Cougars, Haynes and Glover. Kick is a shallow one, goes out of bounds left side. That's going to bring out the laundry early, a flag, and so it'll set up first 10 at the 35-yard line. I can see the paint is not exactly fresh here at Morris Johnson Stadium, and but still, it'll be a lot easier to tell the yard marks than it was a week ago. I like the nice job by Hayden Anderson, the freshman. Freshmen have duties like that. Maybe it's holding a clipboard, or maybe it's, scooping up ice, and his was to go fetch the tee. They're actually going to opt to kick this thing over, and that's probably a good thing. So McCarty, who's the punter, getting the kickoff duty tonight, and again, Mosby has been doing that. Maybe that's just another area they're trying to get a little advantage in. Maybe tweak this a little bit more, so it's going to back him up 5 yards, and they will re-kick. Getting set to get underway here at Morris Johnson Stadium in Alma.
yeah, I hope they look like they're going to have good field position right off the bat.
Well, may have to put an extra foot into it. Good to see also that Tay Reynolds is out there tonight. Number 20, the sophomore, the starting tailback heretofore, but he was ejected against Wilkinson County, had to sit out in accordance with GHSA rules. One game last week, good to have him in there. And he is on the right side next to Danke Anderson. It's good to have Danke out there full throttle, as he was not 100% when the season began. This kick going to be a little bit deeper, going to be taken by one of the deep men who's actually at the 20-yard line. But let's check this whistle here. We saw, looks like it may actually. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw a flag. What did you see?
Yeah, he's trying to scoot the ball up, and he went down on one knee.
They do run a wing tee, but they will spread it out as well. So now we're set for football. The Cougars have it at their own 20. 6 men up for the Red Raiders from the shotgun. Looking, throwing, right side. There's a flag. Pass is complete for a 2-yard gain. McCarty was there to make the stop. But King, number 1 from the gun. Let's check the flag. Again, McCarty was there immediately from his outside linebacking post to make the stop.
He had Clint Burkett up. He was all over the quarterback, and forced him to make a quick bad pass, really.
We've seen the last 2 weeks, Bacon County opponents have played in sloppy fashion. 16 penalties 2 weeks ago. They were in double digits last week. It's Terrell. And on the first play from scrimmage, a holding penalty by Calhoun backs them up 10, and so it'll be first down and 20 for the Cougars from their own 10-yard line. Just underway. Cougars are moving right to left as you view the action from the home field. 3 wide from the gun again. Pass left side is incomplete. King's pass to the flats, no good. A couple of Red Raiders defending there.
Yeah, he had Corey Hatton in the backfield. It was, like I say, all over the quarterback. Looks like they're trying to spread it out, but we've got some good penetration by the defense.
No huddle spread as well. So on second down and 20, moving right to left once more. And we'll go the hash mark, low snap. King's got it, firing over the middle, incomplete. Pass was intended for 22, Quintana Johnson. Nicely defended by the Raiders.
It was. It looked like he had 2 receivers right in the same area, and he kind of split the difference. He threw right between both of them. I'm not sure if they knew which one was. It was.
We call it husband-wife communication, the lack thereof. Number 6, the right corner for the Red Raiders, Chris Noble defending. That's Calhoun County in the blue helmets, the white jerseys, and the blue pants. And an all-red look from head to toe for the Raiders, except for the socks. On 3rd and 20, low snap again. King throwing deep right side. He's got an arm. Zachy Anderson is there and picks it off at the 35. Down the left sideline he goes to the 30, to the 20, out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Zachy Anderson sets it up. First down for the Red Raiders. His second interception of the season. His second interception in as many weeks.
Yeah, he's definitely a playmaker, and they got him. They're going to have him on offense. Defense probably won't come off the field. We got a lot of excitement on the Raiders side here, getting close to the end zone.
David, it's all right for you to get excited, by the way. I didn't even catch an elbow in the rib like I usually do.
Yeah, he kind of caught me. I was looking on the right side, and I didn't even see him right there make the interception.
Let's call it first down at the 13. So how about that? First possession of the game, the Red Raiders come up with the pick. They're going to send Garrett Welsh to the right side. To the left side is McCarty. Clint Burkett is in there at the tight end, and from the eye they go. With the veer, they give it to the fullback, Dustin Taft, and he gets a couple on the right side. That's kind of tradition almost every week. I think, in fact, every week, it's been handoff to Taft on the first play from scrimmage.
And they've done real well starting the games, and you know, it's always like you say, if you can get yardage up the middle, a lot of times it opens up the airways and then the outside. If they can continue this, they'll be in the end zone in about 3 plays.
Murchison in at the left wideout now, and Welsh in there after a gain of 4, second down at the 9-yard line. They can get a new set of downs, and it's Reed Burkett, the senior, under center. The give once more to Taft. He may have gotten a yard in that same spot on the right side. So they send in, they're going to do a line shift now, send in well, I thought Zachy Anderson was coming in, but instead they're going to send in Glenn Smith and Michael McCarty. They're keeping fresh legs out there early on, I noticed.
Yeah, the coach has got Zachy by that. He's going back in, so I'm curious to see what they're going to try, some like they did last week.
He actually got a couple. Let's call it third down and around 4. The ball is around the 6-yard line. Glenn Smith to the right side. Split backfield now, and they're going to put Noble in motion. He'll swing wide. They're going to pitch it now to Chris Noble. He's got daylight. He's got a block by McCarty, and he's in for the touchdown. Bacon County Red Raiders get on the board first, and that is the first touchdown of the year for Chris Noble. He threw a touchdown pass last week, and now he's got 6 of his own.
That's the first time I've seen that play, and actually, like you said, they ran it up the middle several plays, and then they went outside. So if they can get it inside and outside, they may have a high-scoring game tonight.
High snap, the kick is up, the kick is good. Nice hold by Noble as well. And Anderson tacks on the PAT to make it 7-0. 10:02 of the first quarter. Timeout, let's pause for a 30-second break. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. 7-0, Bacon County leading Calhoun County here in Alma. Courtesy of a 6-yard run by Chris Noble, the PAT by Tom Anderson. Good. Capped a very short drive. 3 plays, 13 yards, set up by the Zachy Anderson interception. And this is the first time since the first half, week 1 against Jeff Davis. That's the sound of me knocking on wood that the Red Raiders have actually had a lead. So how about that?
Yeah, don't see a whole lot of emotion on the Calhoun County side, and you know they may have come in here. You know, Raiders are 0-3, overconfident.
A number on the ground. Picked up at around the 25 to the 30. Here's a guy who's got some room to the 40, to the 45, taken down at midfield. That's 5. Ricky Ford. Nice starting field position. Call it their own 49 this time for the Cougars.
Yeah, they've got good field position. See if the defense, the Raiders can shut them down like they did the last series.
They coughed it up on the first drive, and the Red Raiders capitalized. 7-0, Bacon County leading Calhoun County. 9:55 of the first quarter. And again, this is Calhoun County. There's a Calhoun High School as well. The Cougars are from Edison, Georgia. Take some time to get things set here. Yeah, the absence of a deep kickoff game can certainly hurt you, giving teams short fields to play on. Let's see what happens here. From the gun, King. Flare out the right side, incomplete. Wanted to get out to number 7, Jimmy Glover, but applying pressure was the preseason All-State defensive end, Chris Murray.
I think they've passed every play. Have they run a play yet? Or they?
Well, no, I don't think they have, and that's what Scott Brown said. You know, they're a wing T team by design, but they have been spreading it out quite a bit, and I think that's where they found the success last week, putting 40 points on the board against Atkinson County. 2nd and 10 now for the Cougars. They remain in the gun. Early movement right side, and it's quickly called. That'll be assessed their 2nd penalty of the night.
Yeah, looks like they're going to pass on that play as well, and they trying to open up the middle. I'm not sure what they're trying to do, but every play they're passing, it looks like the Raiders are ready to defend.
They are ready to defend indeed. Backs it up to the 44-yard line. Second down and 15 now. Well, whereas they're getting short fields to play on, they're hurting themselves with penalties early on in the drives, perhaps having to make some low percentage throws. Freddie King from the gun. He's got 4 wide. He's got time to throw. He's got an arm. Zings it left side. And pass is knocked down by Chris Noble.
Almost.
And you know what? Chris maybe catches that ball, but the fact that that's going to bring up third down, I'm almost thinking in terms of if that were a 4th down play, that might have been a good thing. It's too early to tell, but they get the ball 1st and 10 at the 20. But if they hold here, they probably get better field position. So that's not necessarily a bad thing.
They've got a long way to go for a 1st down for sure.
I can tell some new faces, some new bodies out on the field. Number 40 for the Red Raiders, not on the regular roster. This pass is complete left side. He's going to have a 1st down, and maybe some more. He's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and finally hauled down by Tay Reynolds at the 6-yard line. A nice piece of open field running by Quintana Johnson. Wow, let's do the math on that one. That was about a 50-yard pickup, and it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, it looks like they're a big play team, so
1st and goal for the Cougars.
you don't have to get many plays when you can get 50 yards on one play. And they actually opened it up, and that was Tay Reynolds on the tackle.
All right, so 1st and goal now for the Calhoun County Cougars, and the man who just made the play is the last one getting off. They're going to actually put Johnson under center this time, or excuse me, King rather, and it got a wishbone look, sort of an inverted or a broken wishbone. Let's check this whistle. There's a flag down. You may have noticed I am efforting to find out who number 40 is for the Red Raiders. And occasionally you have some situations, illegal participation they call them, back them up 5.
That's going to be
occasionally you have some situations where
that'll back them up 5 yards. It'll remain 1st and
for
goal.
whatever reason there's not a particular number in that flavor. If you're wearing red jerseys at home, you know a little bit about that, Dave.
That's right.
David Johnson had about 3 different numbers in high school way back in the day. Got an H-back and a split backfield. Hand off to a man roaming right side against 3 Raiders stacked up. Murray and Noble were there to help make the stop on Haynes.
Yeah, one thing we've noticed is they do have the speed, so the Raiders are going to have to defend that, and that is tough to defend.
All right, so that's going to bring up 2nd down now with 9 minutes, now under 9 minutes on the 2nd quarter clock. And again, they're working no huddle. Spot the ball at the 7-yard line. 2nd down and goal. And King checking off with his backfield. Again, it's sort of a version of the wishbone. Good penetration. Man bursting through, twisting his way into the end zone. And Calhoun is on the board with a touchdown. Again, good penetration. The first man through didn't have the best, the best angle for the Red Raiders. 11 was Eric Williams. And we've got a 1-point ball game with the PAT yet to come. They are looking like they're favoring a 2-point situation here. They may be one of those teams that does not have an extra point kicker. So King under center now. And he's checking off yet again. Man bursting through. He hands it off though. Into the end zone he goes for the touchdown. And that's number 5, Ricky Ford. Gives the Cougars a 1-point lead at 8:40 of the 1st quarter. Calhoun County 8. Bacon County 7. Let's pause for 36th timeout. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football.
Daquan
8:40 of the 1st quarter at Morris Johnson Stadium in Alma. The Calhoun County Cougars are taking a 1-point lead on the Bacon County Red Raiders. It's 8-7 now. Ricky Ford, the 7-yard touchdown run.
He's a new guy.
It was a 6-yard run by Eric Williams, a 2-point run by Ricky Ford, caps a 51-yard drive for the Cougars, and they lead 8-7. David Johnson joining yours truly, John DuPont. Find out that number 40 is Daquan Smith for the Red Raiders, who's seen some time out there defensively.
Transfer work.
And this is a fairly nice kickoff. It's going to roll deep. It's a live ball, guys. Into the end zone it goes. Now, where was that guy on the PAT try? So the Red Raiders will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. Yeah, you had a little more information on Daquan Smith, and I hope I got the pronunciation correct.
Yeah, you did. He's a transfer from Ware County, so looks like he's a starter, so we could use all the help we can get with our few numbers for sure.
No question about that. I also noticed down there, I have not seen this, didn't see it at the home opener, but we've got the Red Raider mascot down there. Now, if there's anybody that's hotter than the players, it's that guy in that gigantic head. And we'll talk about that later. Danke Anderson is the quarterback for the Raiders. From the shotgun, rolling right, trying to get it to Garrett Welch. Down the sideline, oh, and he just overthrows him. Welch had a step or two. They're playing his own defense, and Henderson coming over there lately. But oh, what a thing of beauty that would have been.
It was just a little bit out of bounds, wide open. So that's a little timing thing.
Welch is one of those kids, a sophomore, 5'9", 150, participated in the summer passing league. Still trying to get his first catch. He had quite a few overthrows last week, so we'll certainly keep an eye on number 14. 8:35 of the first period, 8-7, Calhoun leading Bacon County. Each team has scored on its initial possession. Red Raiders converting on that interception by Danke Anderson. They'll go 3 wide this time, including using Clint Burkett as a wideout on the left side. Going to hand off to Reed Burkett. He's got a hole on the right side and pounds it in there for about 3 or 4. And I'm telling you what, if there's one guy, one leader on this team, one follow-me guy, it's Reed Burkett. But I tell you what, they may have found an even more potent combination with him as a runner and Danke Anderson taking the snaps.
It's definitely a weapon when you've got a quarterback that can be, running back and quarterback. You're not sure if he's going to pitch the ball to him, he's going to throw it. It'll help keep the defense on their heels.
Reed Burkett actually plays outside linebackers. He's not afraid to lay a lick. We'll give him 2 yards on that, but it was 2 tough yards. From their own 22, Red Raiders send 1 man either side. And Reed back in there under center. Going to put Noble in motion. They're going to toss sweep it to him. No, he's going to get sacked instead. He wanted to throw left side, but Eric Williams, the guy who scored the touchdown, comes up with the sack big time.
4th down for our Raiders.
Yeah, they were all over him before he had a chance to, for that to even come to fruition there. He had a guy open, but he just didn't have a chance to hit him.
I'd like to note for the record, David Johnson just said fruition over the airwaves. The single safety for the Cougars is 7, Jimmy Glover. He's at the Red Raider 45. And the line of scrimmage, a loss of 2. Red Raiders going to be from their own 18. And McCarty will stand at his own 5 to kick it away. McCarty, who had first a flag. McCarty last week, as well as catching 2 touchdowns, had an outstanding night punting. Averaged in the high 30s, 37, 38 yards per kick. Last year's average was 26, so already that's an extra first down right there. This is too much time against the Raiders.
On the Raiders.
So it's going to be 4th and 17. And this is going to be pretty dangerous here. It's going to put McCarty back at around his goal line. The line of scrimmage will be the 12th. He's going to have to get it. Hey, did you watch the Georgia game last week and see that 77-yard punt that Brian Mims launched?
I did. He had a great punt. He got a little help with the roll, but that makes a big difference in the game.
Let's order up one of those for McCarty right here. He stands at his goal line. And and it's a kind of a bad kick to the left side. They're going to get excellent field position at the 25. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars right there. I think they didn't send in a rush. And sometimes in a situation like that, I think when you're a punter and you're expecting the rush, it can be kind of disconcerting. And I think that might have been what happened. 24-yard line is where they'll actually have it. 6:58 first quarter. 8-7 Calhoun County leading Bacon County. And quickly up to the line, they've been going no huddle spread most of the night. 4 receivers set, 1 stand-up back. That's what Terrell did last week. Low snap, recovered by Dustin Taft for the Red Raiders. They've had trouble with that all night long, and the Red Raiders come up with their 2nd turnover of the night.
Yeah, that was a low snap, but he's trying to pick it up, and Dustin Taft got in there and just took the ball from him.
Let me tell you what that reminded me of. That snap hit the ground, and Taft touched it before Freddie King, the quarterback, did. Remember, you're going to hear me do this a lot this season. Remember in Everybody's All-American, remember the play that the Gray Ghost made at the end there? When he punked the guy out and he made him snap. Anyway, that's what it reminded me of. So, Red Raiders, they make a mistake and then they get it right back. 1st and 10 at their own 30. Moving left to right. Going to stack 2 receivers on the short side of the field. Burkett going to fake it to the fullback. Going to keep it on his right side himself. And he's got 7-8 quick yards. Pulling a tackler with him. Nice job of running by Reed.
Yeah, as you say, that was a good read by Reed. He read the tight end very well, and he committed and he cut it up field and got good yardage.
All right, 2nd one for the Raiders from their own 39. They trail 8-7. Red Raiders scored first. Then the Cougars came back and matched that, and they went for 2. Not a bad idea on the road. You always play for the win on the road, play for the tie at home, as they say. We don't know what semblance of an extra point PAT unit they've got, so nonetheless, they have a 1-point lead, 6:16 in the first quarter on 2nd and 1 Red Raiders. Hard snap count, and we see a guy jump early, 53 is Jalen White for the Cougars. Well, that'll be a first down for the Raiders, unless somebody moved in a red shirt that I didn't see.
No, I think the defense jumped on that, and it was, and we'll take that first down.
Friday Night Lights, good to be back in Alma. So it's 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. Moving on out to their own 44 after recovering a fumble just a few moments ago.
1st and 10.
Ty Murchison. The receiver split to the right side. Going to put Welsh in the slot there. And Reed Burkett back under center. You can pretty much guarantee that when they run the ball, he's going to be the guy under center. And he sneaks it. Oh, that's the quick snap. And he's got 10 yards. He did that last week. And it's kind of funny to look at, but it's totally legal. It's a quick snap. Nobody else on the line of scrimmage moves except the center and the quarterback. You can use it maybe once a game.
Yeah, that was a good move, but I was looking for the flag because it looked like it looked like it was offsides, but that must be just a decision he makes when he comes up to the line if he reads the defense.
I think you're exactly right. And a quarterback that's used to running the veer offense is probably one of the few that can actually make that call. And he's checking off right now. 1st and 10 Red Raiders in Cougar territory at the 45. They give it to the big fullback Taft, and he's knocked down after a gain of about 8 to the 36-yard line.
That's what Alma's been working on, is trying to mix that up. They're going, like you say, inside they're getting yards, outside they're getting yardage. If they can just hang on to the ball, they'll have it could be a very interesting ball game.
Dustin Taft, he used to be a lineman, now he's a fullback, and got him back for another year next year. So if he grows into that role as a junior, I mean, there's no telling what things he can achieve before his high school career is up. 2nd down and short for the Red Raiders at the Calhoun 36. And the give is to Taft that time. I think he's got a first down, but there was some timing issues with Burkett getting him the ball that time, but he got enough for a first down.
Yeah, he stuck the ball in there, and Reed just stayed in there with him and ran the ball right up the middle with the running back. I couldn't tell if he was going to try to pull the ball out and then run out with the option, or
I don't know if they could tell either. But it's 8-7. Bacon County trails by 1, but the Red Raiders moving the football at 4:50 of the first quarter. Ball is at the Calhoun 34-yard line. Murchison to the left, Welsh to the right, from the eye. Burkett going to hand it off to the fullback again, and he bolts over for another 6 or 7 yards to the 25-yard line. And that play is working very, very well. Don't forget to give credit to the big uglies up front, who are obviously moving some bodies tonight.
They are. That was a good hole, and they've got some momentum, got a good rhythm. And we're just getting yardage and getting first downs, driving down the field, eating up the clock.
Eating up some yardage and clock, as David mentions. Noble into the game. Anderson comes off. They got 7 on that play. At the rate they're going, I can't wait to see the stats in just a few moments here. Jason Taylor is our stat man extraordinaire, and our studio producer is rolling live. From the eye again, Raiders with the receiver to either side on 2nd down at about 3. They're at the 26-yard line. Oh, and a late pitch to Noble, hammered as he goes out of bounds. He might have gotten a yard. Let's check the spot that he got. Everybody took the read on the fullback Taft, including yours truly. But that's the, I say the veer. They actually, we remember, first of all, as they move the chains for the first down, the correct offense is, of course, the triple option, but there's so many similarities. And really, they've been running out of it so much here lately, going to the passing look last week and everything. I don't know that it really matters. But nonetheless, the late option pitch there, it was enough to get the first down.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pitch, but he had somebody all over him, and he actually pitched a little behind him, but he got the first down. That's what counts.
McCarty back in, and some checking off there by Reed Burkett on first down. Early movement. Flag goes down. Saw several red shirts. I think some communication issues on the exact snap count. 3:45 in the first quarter, 8-7. Calhoun County leading Bacon County. Next week, the Red Raiders are on the road. Got to travel to Colquitt, Georgia. That's Miller County. Miller pretty good. One of the better teams in the region, possibly the best team in the region, certainly in the B side of Region 1A. Going to be 1st and 15 for the Red Raiders after the mark-off. Back to the 27-yard line of Calhoun. Now they'll flip-flop the receivers. It'll be Welsh to the wide side and Michael McCarty to the short side of the field. Burkett Going to pitch it again this time, and it's a fumble. And Calhoun picks it up. He's going to have smooth sailing. Ricky Haynes is going to outrun everybody to the end zone. Not even Reed Burkett can catch him. Unbelievable. The same thing happened twice in a row, and this time it burned the Red Raiders big time.
The Cougars taking in for the
And that's
score.
about a 64-yard fumble return, and it's 14-7.
And Calhoun County, they've just actually had 2 big plays that's got them in the position they're in now. And you know, the big play will beat you every time.
The offense was looking so good there, but again, they went well once too often. Let's see if they go for 2 here, or if they actually try a PAT. The offense is out there on the field. So if they go for 2 every night, or 2 every time all night, well, let's not even think about how many times they might get an opportunity to do it. King is back out there. He's been on the sideline for a few moments now. So 2 big defensive plays on the night. One of them for Calhoun scores. King wants to pass left side into the end zone to a man all alone into his waiting arms
Pass is
for
complete.
the 2-point conversion.
Convert
And
the 2-point conversion.
that must have been a tackle eligible play because 51 is the guy who caught it. And now there's a flag late. 51, who's of course not on the roster. I don't know if he checked in, if it was a tackle eligible play or what. But he caught that 2-point conversion. And I think that might be what the we're seeing now. Now I'm not sure they haven't taken the points off the board anyway. 16-7 as we hash it out here. We're going to take a 30-second break. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. Well, it was 16-7, but as we mentioned,
But he's lined up in the backfield.
we had a illegal participation situation. They're going to run the 2-point again. We'll have time to explain it in just a minute. King going to run it
Got
this
it.
time. Hurdles like a deer into the end zone, so it's still 16-7. But had an illegal man downfield, illegal number, a guy who didn't check in, and so they had to score the 2-point conversion again. 16-7 at 3:29 of the first quarter. And let's take another break and pause for 30 seconds. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. Well, the Red Raiders coughed it up. Calhoun returning the fumble, 60-some-odd yards for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion run by King is good. And again, the way, if I am correct on this, anybody with a number in the jersey number, the 50s, 60s, or 70s has to report in as a legal receiver, and apparently that's not what happened on the 2-point conversion. On the return, Nanky Anderson to the 20, to the 25, to the 28-yard line. Red Raiders will have it 1st and 10. Well, they've shown some spark on offense. One thing that we may watch is that pitch to the right side. Now, let me ask you this.
1st and 10 for our Red Raiders.
You were an old quarterback. That's probably a lot tougher at that angle to make than what we realize. Can you break down the dynamics quickly on it?
It is the pitch man. What's happened the last 2 times, he's out further out. By the time Reed makes the read on the end makes the lick, he's too far out to make the pitch. He's having to pitch behind him, and that's just a tough pitch to make.
On 1st down, Red Raiders
See-
now. They're
see-
fumbling it
see-
again, and they come up Calhoun once more. That time it was Burkett taking a lick. He coughed it up, and it was Eric Williams. That's a guy they're definitely going to have to neutralize. So 2 consecutive drives, coughing up the football.
Yeah, he was all over him, and that time he couldn't even. He tried to make the pitch, but he just couldn't make anything happen. He had his hands all over the ball.
I think at this point you're going to see some combo blocking on Eric Williams from this point out. All right, so Calhoun leading 16-7, scored 2 unanswered touchdowns, 3:18 of the first quarter, and now they got the ball back at the Bacon County 23-yard line. And Bacon County calling a timeout. For those of you who are fans of football on TV, don't forget you can watch this game and other South Georgia football games on Georgia TV Now. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Channel 50 on ATC and Channel 99 on Waycross Cable. After the timeout, it is 1st and 10 for the Calhoun County Cougars, leading 16-7 And after recovering yet another fumble, they didn't return this one for a touchdown, but they are in prime field position. King swings it out, complete right side to a man who's got yardage. He's going to have a first down and maybe then some. Knocked out of bounds along the far way after a gain of about 12. Glover, number 7, he's the guy that played quarterback last year, and he's got some quickness on the other end.
Yeah, he was able to run him down. I was looking at number 55 that's giving us such trouble on the defense. He's the actual center on the offense, and he's a pretty big guy at 220. So we got our hands full with him.
10, Trey Gibbs in now on the defensive line for the Red Raiders. 52, Cedric Suggs coming off. So this mark-off against the Cougars, going to back it up to the 31-yard line. It's going to be first down and 20 now. And you got to take that when you can get it when you're Bacon County and capitalize on it, and then push the other guy back the other way. King from the shotgun. 7 men up on the line. Low snap. King gathers it in and tries to go right into the teeth of that defense. He actually got about a yard gain. I think that's a situation that Bacon County is going to have to look for. They don't execute that snap very well, and that's the first step on that play. They had the fumble recovery a while ago. I don't know if maybe, we saw in the early season scrimmage, we saw situations where Reed Burkett was trying to strip the ball on defense. Maybe another specialist is going to be, hey, let's intercept the snap.
Exactly. We're going to have to take advantage of what we can now because they've actually capitalized on our mistakes.
He got quite a bit on that. It's second down and 16. Let's say he had 4. Roaming left side. Oh, and he just runs by people into the end zone. Are you kidding me?
King goes off the left side.
King just outran 5 red shirts, and it's 22-7.
Yeah, no matter how well you string it out, when you got guys with that kind of speed, they can find a hole and burst through there, and it's just there's no substitute for that.
Michael McCarty is down. I mean, maybe it's elusive speed, but the last 2 weeks, Wilkinson County, those guys are probably as quick as anybody that you'll see in this region all year long. Carroll County had several guys who could move the football last week as well, but Freddie King just outran half the defense, and they were all there in position to make the play. As they tend to McCarty, we'll take a timeout at 2:30 in the first quarter. Calhoun County leading 22-7. 30-second break. Listen to Bacon County Red Raider football. This has suddenly become a very long first quarter. 2.5 minutes left still. Michael McCarty is now up and walking about 22-7. 3 unanswered touchdowns by the Calhoun Cougars, who line up once again in 2-point formation. And they give it to Williams off the right side, and he just sheds people like water off of a duck's back, and it's 24-7. King's touchdown, a 2-point run by Williams, and it's 24-7. Well, as you mentioned, you take out the 2 turnovers by Bacon County, and they're converting those into points. You're back to an evenly matched game, so you make mistakes of that magnitude, and it usually comes back to haunt you. Number 7, or actually that's number 3, Ricky Haynes kicks off. Taken by Noble at the 10 to the 15-20, bursting outside to the 30, hammered out of bounds at the 34. A very nice return of 28 yards for the Red Raiders. They'll have it first and 10 at the 34. Okay.
It'll be first and 10, Red Raiders at
A,
the spot.
hold on to the football. B, block number 11. Now, let's keep an eye on him this time. Let's see where he lines up, what gap he's in, and if they actually do go 2-on-1. If you do that, you're kind of giving them an advantage on numbers, because that's freeing up another, you basically got 11 guys trying to block 10 there, or something like that. All right, let's see where he's at. He's on the right side. Flags on the field. Actually, they called timeout. Let's do the same at 2:17 of the first quarter, 24-7. Calhoun County leading Bacon County. 30-second break. Listen to Bacon County Red Raider football. Back here at Lawrence Johnson Stadium, 24-7. Calhoun County leading Bacon County. Tonight they did honor they are honoring throughout the evening the class of 1963. That Red Raider squad went 7-1-2. Arnie Gutierrez, the head coach then, and this week in history, we'll do that at halftime as we always do. But this week in history, the 63 Red Raiders, easy for me to say, actually won 28-6 over Atkinson County to go 2-0. The quick snap again. This time he only gets about 3 yards up the middle. But I don't know.
Quick snap again, goes for a couple yards.
It worked for 10 the first time around. I think it was worth the second shot. I think at this point maybe you probably pack it away for the night.
Yeah, they might have been a little ready looking for that, but we got some big guys up on that defensive line. That number 55 we've looked at that's read the option real well. It's caused us a lot of havoc. And then, like you said, number 11 line up on the defensive tackle.
Don't see Williams right now. Keep an eye on him. Burkett only got one. They pitch it wide again to Noble, who is met immediately. Nice containment that time by the Cougars. And that's the same play that Red Raiders scored on earlier. Johnson, another one of those athletes. Now, they're like Bacon County. They've got a lot of these same guys playing both ways. 22 is Johnson, 5 is Ricky Ford. 11, of course, Eric Williams. 7 is Jimmy Glover. So, I mean, there's only so many people you can say, all right, let's keep it away from this guy. Pretty soon, you've got to run the play in one sector of the field. That was the loss of 2. Back to the 32-yard line. 3rd down and 11. It's 24-7. Calhoun leading Bacon County in the first quarter. And the Red Raiders taking a long time to get this play in. They're going to have to call timeout. And they do. Second timeout, if I do the math correctly, at 1:01 of the first quarter. Calhoun leading 24-7. Let's pause again for a 30-second break. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. Back here at Morris Johnson Stadium, 24-7, Calhoun County leading Bacon County. I know I said this last week, the world's longest first quarter. We are 45 minutes into this game and not even out of the first quarter just yet. And that's what happens when you have a lot of penalties and you have to take a lot of timeouts early, as Bacon County has done, and even situations where you're scoring a lot of points. We've already seen 4 touchdowns between the two teams. Bacon County got on the board first, an interception by Danke Anderson. They quickly scored a few plays later.
Third down and 11
the Calhoun County Cougars scoring on a long fumble return and a couple of offensive drives, one keyed by another Red Raider fumble, has led them to a 17-point lead here. Danke Anderson to throw across the middle. A low pass, and McCarty had to go down low to get it. Good to see he's all right. He got the wind knocked out of him earlier, and that happened to him last week as well. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 11. So McCarty, we believe now, will kick it away.
Yeah, McCarty was actually open, and the ball was a little bit behind him, but we're spreading out. We're looking a lot better than we have the first 3 games as far as how our offense looks, but we're playing a big play team that's got speed, and they capitalize on any mistake you make.
A 2-possession game at this point. Noble and Tay Reynolds, the Gunners, from his own 20-yard line. A nice boot this time. This time a very good punt by McCarty. It's going to take a roll in the favor of Calhoun County, but not returnable by Glover to the Calhoun County 35-yard line, and McCarty kicked it from his own 32. A net of 33. So with 47 seconds left and leading 24-7, the Cougars get the ball back at their own 35. This is actually some of the best defensive field position that Bacon County has had all night. So maybe an opportunity to pin their ears back, go after King, and maybe capitalize on another low snap. King's got one of those wristbands, checking the plays. Eric Williams, number 11. Deadly. Comes to the left side. 4 receivers. They don't send it a heavy rush. Suggs is there. And it's picked off again by Anderson to the 40. Stacked up at the 34-yard line. 2 interceptions on the night for Danke Anderson. So there you go. Red Raiders get it back with 39 seconds. How about that?
Yeah, definitely that big play team. They're getting a little greedy, looks like, and he threw behind a little bit and picked off the ball. So maybe we can capitalize on some of their mistakes.
The 3rd turnover of the night for the Cougars, 2 by interception, 1 the fumble recovery by Taft. But how about Danke Anderson? 2 picks on the night, 3 on the season, all in the last 2 games. 2 receiver set with Burkett under center at the Calhoun 39. The give to Taft gets to the 35.
Good tough
Actually,
running by Dustin Taft. He's met it at the line of scrimmage.
line of scrimmage maybe more like the 38, and I think he got to the 36. So let's call it a gain of 2 yards.
A gain of 2. It'll be
25
2nd and 8.
seconds left on the first quarter clock. Time enough for at least one more play. No need to get in a hurry here. The game clock is actually less than the play clock, and coach is actually waving the Red Raiders off the field. They're going to save a little bit of gas here and let the first quarter clock wind down. When we come back, we'll check in with Jason Taylor, our statistician, get the breakdown. After the first 12 minutes, check out the math. But after 12 minutes of play, we go to the second quarter. Calhoun leading 24-7. Let's pause for a 60-second timeout. Listen to Bacon County Red Raider football. Go to the second quarter, 24-7, Calhoun County leading Bacon County. Let's check the tail of the tape. Freddie King, the leading rusher for the Cougars, with 31 yards. They only have 36 yards on the ground, 2 of 8 through the airways, and 2 interceptions, 55 yards passing. So a grand total there of 91 yards. But they had the big defensive play as well. Reed Burkett, no, check that. Dustin Taft, 6 totes, 27 yards for the Red Raiders. They've yet to complete a pass. And 5 first downs for the Red Raiders, 3 for the Calhoun County Cougars. But the Cougars have the lead, but the Red Raiders have the ball to start the second quarter. They give to Taft, right side, and he's going to bull his way for about 5 yards. He's going to leave it short, third and about 2.
Taft goes up the middle again.
To the 30-yard line of the Cougars. That is one sound area for the Red Raiders tonight. And maybe they ride his legs for a couple more plays. And again, we haven't really seen a whole lot of facet of the offense tonight. We've seen a lot of Danke Anderson, but it's been all on defense.
It has, and what I was noticing just now, it looks like we're trying everything in the book. We had a long count on that play, a long snap. He trying to draw the defense off, keep them on their heels a little bit.
Red Raiders at the 30-yard line on 3rd and 2. They do give it to Taft again. It looks like he does have the first down. He may have actually gotten 5. He's to the 25-yard line. That'll move the chains.
He breaks through
The
there.
Red Raiders have shown the ability to move the football here tonight. Run away from number 11 and hold on to the football. And that's easier said than done, I know. But 11-17 on the second quarter clock. It's 24-7. Red Raiders trying to overcome some miscues. Those ghosts of the first quarter, hoping it won't haunt them. Noble into the game, and Anderson come off. Danke Anderson, 2 interceptions. You know, he's just a sophomore, and he's a guy that can certainly be productive for many, many years, unless he goes pro early. Of course, I'm just joking. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at the Calhoun 25. They go left side this time with Taft, depending on the spot. He got about 2. But I'll say this, you don't see Taft move backwards very often. In fact, I don't think we've seen him, save for maybe once or twice, a situation where he's lost any yards this year.
He bulls forward at 5'10". We got him at 5'10", 185. He's solid, and he gets yardage in most cases.
Second down now, about 8. Let's call it just inside the 24-yard line. So the Red Raiders a little more methodical this time. They opted to let the final 17 seconds of the first quarter roll off. And so hopefully getting some fresh legs. Burkett under center from the eye. 2 receivers right side. They're moving right to left now. Run a little trap on the right side. And there's room for Taft to run. And he's got a first down down to around the 10-yard line. Nice hole there for him to run through. Did you see that?
Yeah, that offensive line made him a great hole, which he drove those legs and broke a tackle or 2 and drug a man down the field. And it's hard to walk away from something that's working like that.
1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. The line of scrimmage is the 12-yard line, says Jason Taylor, our statistician. Roland Mott is our studio producer. One man to the left side is Michael McCarty. Welsh, the receiver, to the short side on 1st and 10. Raiders, long snap count this time. And they hand it off to Taft? No. Yes, they did indeed. And he got 2 or 3 up the middle, and it's so tough to tell from the angle that we are now having to call. And
Looks like he's going to get about 4 yards.
a little bit of shine coming off this plexiglass too at the press box. But Burkett does a really good job of executing the fake. But nonetheless, almost 4 yards for Taft that time.
Yeah, we actually have a few love bugs on the glass too that kind of blocks our view.
Man, I hate those things. That and humidity. Bring on October, that's what I say. Welsh out to the left side this time, and they'll put McCarty to the short side. Do they run that hitch route again to McCarty? No, they're going to run it, keep it on the ground. And that time they did not take the dive back. Burkett called his own number and took a loss on the play, so that's going to negate most of what they had from the snap before. 9:18 of the second quarter, 24-7.
There is a flag on the play.
Let's check the flag first, though. No, it's going to be personal foul against the defense, and that's going to put some air back in the sail. Now look where the chains are at. The sticks at about the 2-yard line. So an opportunity to get a new set of downs here. Tom Anderson comes off and Chris Sallet checks in, so some substitution on the offensive line. We've seen Sallet a lot more, the sophomore, the past couple of weeks. 63, Stacy Metters, another one of the bigger offensive linemen for the Red Raiders. He checks in as well. It's going to be second down. Ball is at the 5-yard line. Calhoun takes a timeout. Let's do the same at 8:33 in the second quarter. 24-7, Calhoun leads. All right, we're working out as we come back here. Clock says 8:19. There's actually a few seconds to roll it off. You're gonna have to work out on some clock issues and whatever the first down thing is. I think they're ferreting that out as we talk. 24-7, Calhoun County, and
Just face mask from the 5-yard variety.
for all their opportunistic play on offense and defense. Well, the clock's actually going to stay at 8:19. They have also been a victim of their own sloppy play on defense. Second down now. Let's call it again at the 5-yard line so they can still get a new set of downs. And Anderson in at the quarterback now, which means Burkett is in at the tailback. Broken eye. Anderson looking around, checking everything. Hands off to Burkett, who charges off the right side, getting down in there close for the touchdown. And Reed Burkett scores to make it 24-13. Burkett's second touchdown of the season. His other one was a rushing touchdown as a quarterback, and now he's got one as a running back. 24-13 PAT to come.
Definitely a go-to guy. You got him as tailback, quarterback, defensive linebacker. I mean, that's not something you see every day.
He's definitely the what you'd call a slash type guy. Tom Anderson's kick is beautiful. 24-14. Red Raiders climbing back into it. 8:14 on the second quarter clock. And let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. Touchdown run by Reed Burkett from the 5, and the PAT by Tom Anderson makes it 24-14. So after scoring 24 unanswered points, Calhoun County getting backed up there. Red Raiders capitalizing, and the Raiders back in this thing. It's back. Well, it's a 2-possession game now. 10-point differential, and it'll be McCarty who tees it up. McCarty doing the kickoff duties tonight. Sabron Mosby doesn't know if he's been supplanted in that role, but Sabron's been playing a lot more. He's just a freshman off either line of scrimmage. So McCarty tees it up at his own 40. And an onside kick here, either that or he topped it. And
He dropped it.
it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars at their own 39-yard line. I think that was by design because you had Taft, who was so far out in front. But I think Taft may have actually touched it about the 8 or 9 yard mark, which would have been illegal even if he had touched it. But from their own 44, Cougars will have it 1st and 10.
And some good play calling by Coach Brown, trying to catch the other team off guard. And he's the Raiders are looking good. They just got to stop the mistakes.
Stacked with 3 receivers to the left side. King, the quarterback, from the gun. Back to pass, 2-step drop. Pump fakes it, and he is dropped by Corey Hatton, the junior, a guy with all-region, all-state potential. And he comes up with a sack, very timely here. A loss of 5 on that one.
Yeah, it was a great job by Hatton. It was a good thing he did because he had a receiver that was going for it. It was wide open down the left side that probably could have scored a touchdown if he caught it.
So the Red Raiders with a little bit of mojo on defense now. 4 men in the box, and they're going to put 3 receivers on the right side this time. King under pressure, throwing downfield, incomplete.
That pass goes
Glover, the only man in a sea of red.
Going for Jimmy Glover on the
Number 7 is Glover. And the good thing about one thing that can work to your favor in a situation like that, Glover was the quarterback last year. He really knows the nuances and the thinking of King, and they might have, I don't want to say they got a psychic link going on there, but you know they should communicate fairly well. Not so much that point, well covered by the Red Raiders. The no huddle again, and King going to spread them out wide. Let's see, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 stand-up backs this time, and he's going to run it, tuck it. He's got 5, he's got 10, he's going to have a first down, and he can do some serious damage, but Glenn Smith finally saves it at the 36-yard line, but not before King gained about 18, moving the chains. It's 24-14, and the Cougars with another first down.
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd team we've played that's got a quarterback that's mobile, and that just adds a new dimension. You've got a guy that can throw the ball, run the ball, and it's just hard to defend.
I haven't noticed it up to this point this season, but the venerable Duck Taylor down there on the sidelines. I don't know how many games. That's Coach Taylor's coached over the years, probably 20 or 30 years worth. I guarantee he bleeds Raider red as well as anyone. Mix up in the backfield, and it's going to be a loss of about 4 after Haynes. It almost looked like King gave it to Haynes, and Haynes said, "I don't want it." He almost tried to flea flick it back, and for all we know, that could have been the call there, but a loss of 5. Murray was there for the Raiders.
Yep, that was very good. Daquan Smith, the transfer from Ware County, made on that stop.
It's going to be second.
Let's call it
15
2nd down and
for the Cougars.
15. Line of scrimmage is the Bacon County 41 at 6:56 of the second quarter. 24-14, Calhoun County with the lead. And the Red Raiders trying to tighten this thing up. Time to throw. Right side, dropped by Williams.
Pass goes incomplete.
We mentioned Daquan Smith. That time it looked like they put 2 men on him.
Defense is flying around out there.
They got Williams in the right flat. That's a pass we should have held on to.
One thing that Daquan Smith brings to the Raiders is he does have speed. We put on our speed, and he almost broke through and made the tackle on that play.
6:45 of the second quarter. It's 24-14. Calhoun County leading Bacon County. And it's a 3rd and 15 for the Cougars at the Bacon County 42. From the gun again, looking left side, swinging it out. Pass complete, but he's hit immediately. Haynes by Noble. It's going to be shy of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 10. But it was an effective play, the reverse of what they ran to Williams, which he dropped. But Chris Noble was there.
He was, and that receiver was in a vulnerable position. Now, it looked like Noble was fixing to take his head off. He was up in the air, arms stretched way out, but he made a good stop.
John DuPont, David Johnson, and our statistician, Jason Taylor, back in the studio, making the magic happen. It's Roland Lott. I'm sorry, Roland. I don't think you and Jason are related. 4th down and 11, and looks like the Cougars are actually going to have to bring on the punting unit. Noble will be the single safety for the Red Raiders. 4th and 11. Watch the fake. It goes to the up back. King, there's a flag. Running right side, and he's going to be shy of the first down. He was trying to stretch his way for the first down. It's going to be holding on the Cougars. So that's definitely one of those things that you can probably only run once. It wouldn't have been a first down anyway. He was about a yard shy at around the 21. So good job by the Raiders. I don't know that they necessarily sniffed it out, but they sniffed it out quickly enough to where it did minimal damage.
Yeah, I think they sniffed it out. I saw them pointing at the guys there. They hollering to look out for the fake punt. So.
And that was King, the up back, the quarterback. Anytime you've got the quarterback as an up back, that should be a red flag right there.
It's going to be an official timeout. They're going to bring the chains over.
I think what they're going to actually do is see where King got. So I think I may have been too quick to say that he did not get the first down. So before they do anything else, they are going to measure this thing. 5:50 the second quarter, 24-14, Calhoun County leading Bacon County. Red Raiders 0-3 on the year, trying to scratch out that first W. Got out of the blocks pretty well tonight. Took the early lead after the Danke Anderson interception, but then 3 unanswered touchdowns by the Cougars and subsequent 2-point conversions made it 24-7. But the Red Raiders got a little bit of it back a few moments ago on the touchdown run by Reed Burkett. By the way, Anderson has had another interception, so he's got 2 on the night. Let's see if he can get the hat trick.
All right, well, they say he actually converted for the first down, but how does this work with the penalty? I guess he got the first down.
So they're going to maintain possession is what they're saying.
Brown says, I don't like that.
With the first down, they're going to then mark off after the fact the holding penalty, I guess, or the block in the back.
So it's still going to be Cougar ball. That kind of rubs salt in the wound.
No, wait a minute. I'll get the math right on this thing in just a minute. 5:50 still the second quarter. Good grief. All right. So they're going to back it up to the 49-yard line. All right. So it's going to be first down about, what, 28, something like that? It's too far for me to call. Anyway, it was a holding penalty. There's still something.
Taxi cab ride.
Glover, number 7, check that. That's 3, Ricky Haynes to do the punting. Low snap, a roller. He's going to have to run with it. And he might have room to do something. Going to run left side. He's got 10, 15, 20. Oh my gosh, he's going to have a first down. Are you kidding me? A busted play, and they made, I don't know, what do you want to call it?
Cougars take it out to the left side.
They turned lemonade into something that time.
Down for a first down.
About a 30-yard run by Haynes. I'm telling you what, when you're playing a team that can move the football like this, you can't take anything for granted. You can't sit back on your heels. The Red Raiders just were, I mean, they just got hoodooed that time. All right, well, now it's a first down. At 5:41, that play took all 9 seconds. All right, guys, got to get ready to play defense. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Let's call it the Red Raider 22-yard line. They're going to give it to Haynes. He's the guy that just did the damage. Batters his way for about a yard. The slow roller, he picks it up, and nobody in containment on that right side for the Red Raiders.
For a first down.
After a gain of 2. Oh, boy.
I know, I couldn't tell if they were trying to set up a return on that. All I could see was number 3, and there was nobody over there that could even catch it.
Clock rolls at 5:14. I don't know if the Red Raiders can get the ball back, but I think the main MO here is to keep the other guy from scoring. 24-14 lead by the Cougars, and they're on the roll. And they try to stretch it off the left side. No gain. Third down at about 8 is what it's going to be.
About 8 yards to go.
And Haynes, you got 3 Haynes, and you got 11 Williams. Pick your poison there. And oh, by the way, King can tuck it and run from the quarterback position. We thought that they might have some success early throwing the ball, and this is just going to back the Red Raiders up again. Face mask. So not only are they kind of out of sorts here, this might be another time for a timeout if he's got any left. But just lack of aggression, lack of focus right now for the Red Raiders, and it may cost them another 6 points.
It is, like you said a while ago, you can't let up, not even for a second. When you got that kind of speed, they capitalize on every single mistake you make.
I know, by the way, that I mentioned it's another first down, so it's up to 15. 22, Johnson. By the way, he's a weapon, too, to the left side. And they've got Ricky Ford to the right side. You just name it. Anybody with a jersey number under 50 is a guy who probably has world-class speed for Calhoun County. A little bit of a draw up the middle for a couple of yards. And Suggs comes back on defensively for the Red Raiders. Gosh, he got 5 yards that time. So it's going to be second down for the Cougars. Probably around 6 yards there, around the 10-yard line. Let's see. What's the delay in getting set this time? 4:32 of the second quarter clock. It's 24-14. Calhoun leading Bacon County, getting close to the half. And procedure penalty. That's going to negate the previous gain almost entirely, so they'll back them up back around to the 15 again.
Second down.
Second down, now and 10. All right, so King under center this time. Now, is that 51 in the backfield? That's the guy that caught that 2-point conversion, that illegal conversion a while ago. Yeah, they got him at the up back. Oh, and Williams is dropped by Dustin Taft. He did his homework that time on Williams.
He actually did. It's amazing how quick Taft is. And on a short burst, whether he's running the ball or breaking through the line, he is very quick.
Bend but not break. Maybe the guys got that little pep talk between plays. It's going to be third down and 15. And the ball backed up this time to around the 18-yard line. Clock rolling at 3:59. It's 24-14. Cougars with the ball and the lead. Yeah, 51 back there, not on the roster. He's their fullback. We're going to go to that wishbone. King under pressure, bootlegging right side, throwing over the middle. Ball is knocked away by Danky Anderson. How about that? He wanted to get it to Haynes over the middle. But did you see where Anderson came from on the over there in his right cornerback post to knock that thing away?
Yeah, he went. I couldn't tell if he was going to go after the guy to make the tackle, but he actually went for the ball, and as quick as he is, he could have went for some pay dirt.
Third pass tonight. Well, 2 interceptions and a pass well defended for Danky Anderson. It is 4th down and 14. And again, the ball is around, 4th and 15, excuse me. Ball at the Red Raider 18. 2 receivers on the right side. Are they going to flood that side? They hand off to Haynes, roaming right side. They fake the reverse. He's got room to run. Oh, and he just ran over Chris Noble out of bounds and around the 5-yard line. I don't think it's enough for a first down. Now, here's the thing about that. I've said that several times. Chris is only 130 pounds. But he's always in position. And I'll say this, he's seldom retreating, seldom backing away from a big hit. At that time, he was the last thing between the ball carrier and the goal line. And he kept it from scoring. So it's Red Raider ball, 1st and 10. With 3:33 in the second quarter. I'll reset things for you, 24-14. Calhoun leading. Red Raiders are on the 8-yard line. Now, we saw this against Jeff Davis, almost in the same situation, late desperation mode. They didn't really have a long yardage package. Well, let's see if anything's different a couple weeks later. 2 receivers now for Burkett. And they're going to give it to the fullback, Taft, who gets up around the 15. Let's see, mark it. 5 yards, that'll put it more at the 13. 3:21 left on the second quarter clock.
Like I say, I haven't seen the ability for Bacon County to be a fast strike team. They generally drive the ball down the field, and whereas Calhoun, they have the ability to strike fast. So it'd be nice if we could get 7 more on the board.
New receiver in Welsh, the sophomore, comes off. Barry Folsom, the freshman, going to join McCarty on the right side. A steady diet of Taft might be in the works here on 2nd and 5. And they give it to the fullback again. He's got running room on the right side to the 30-yard line. And a first down, a gain of 17 for Dustin Taft. How about that? So now they are out of the hole and got a little bit of slack to work with.
Yeah, we actually spread out on that one. I don't think they were expecting that up the middle. I certainly was not. I was looking for a pass myself, and he just galloped through the middle there with hardly no resistance.
Call it the 29-yard line, 1st and 10, new set of downs. And the Red Raiders have moved the chains tonight, man. It's just that they have been hurt by a couple of turnovers. By the way, Noble is in at the tailback. They're going to give it to Taft again. Stop for, he might even drop for yard. The couple of times tonight where we have seen the tailback get involved have been the fumbles. And one of those was one that Noble was not able to get the handle on. No gain on that play. So let's do it all again. 2nd and 10 with 2:17 left. It's 24-14. Calhoun leading Bacon County. The big run by Taft just a few moments ago. And it has been a completed pass tonight for the Red Raiders. Anderson going to come in for Noble now. Both of those guys, Anderson and Noble, interchangeable. You can use them at receiver, at quarterback, or at tailback. Danky's going to line up at tailback this time. And 2 receivers for Reed Burkett. On the fullback dive. Well, let's check that. It was a keeper by Burkett and a loss of yards on the play, loss of about 3.
What you'll notice is they only have, on the defense, they've got all 10 players lined up within 5 yards, and they got 1 free safety roaming back there, and it's, they're sending them. It's just hard to, get any yardage.
I don't know if Calhoun, how closely they watched the film from last week, but you remember that 4th and 19 and the end-around pass from Noble to McCarty. I know they're, 70-some-odd yards away, but something like that might be just what they need. And Red Raiders going to take their final timeout at 1:07. Let's do the same. It's 24-14. Calhoun County leading Bacon County when we come back. Final moments of the first half. But first, a 30-second break. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. Back here at Morris Johnson Stadium in Alma, 24-14, Bacon County trailing Calhoun County. John DuPont and David Johnson with you. Halftime shows coming up in just a few moments. Statistician Jason Taylor, will check in with him. Roland Knott, our studio producer. For those of you listening on 1400 AM, WAJQ in Alma, also our flagship, the network. I guess we can call ourselves a network, but 860 AM, WDMG, the talk of the South. Reminder, don't forget you can watch this game, as well as other South Georgia football games, on Georgia TV Now, Tuesdays and Thursdays, the rebroadcast. That's 7 p.m., Channel 50 for ATC viewers, and Channel 99 on the Waycross cable. And tip of the cap to anyone listening via the World Wide Web, 979thebigdog.com. We hope we've got some relatives and service members and folks that like who are listening via the web as well. All right, as we come back here, Red Raiders at their own 25-yard line after the loss, 3rd and 13. Anderson back in at the tailback, as we mentioned, 2 receivers left side. Raiders moving right to left, trailing by 10. They had the lead early on in this ball game. Taft going to get the call, no gain, and Raiders going to have to punt on 4th down and long.
I'm sure one thing Coach Brown's thinking is that Calhoun's, they've been able to strike so quickly. He wants to, run this clock out, get as many yards as he can, but don't turn that ball back over them any sooner than we have to.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Kruger's going to call timeout to discuss it. Raiders finally punched in a few moments ago to break the drought. It's 24-14, but they're going to have to kick it away here on 4th and 11. By the way, Taft got, I think, 2 yards on that last carry. So they'll call on McCarty again, no doubt. And the Raider line of scrimmage, let's call it the 27-yard line. McCarty stands inside his 15. Single safety for the Cougars is Haynes back at his own 40-yard line. Nice high kick, time for coverage to get down. And it takes a good Raider roll. Noble's going to be the first one down there to down that bad boy. Well, actually, it was Clint Burkett who did it. Ball rolls to the 34-yard line. So a kick of about 38 yards. Nicely done by McCarty. 1st and 10 for the Cougars from their own 34, 44 seconds left. They're pretty deadly. I don't know if they're going to take a shot at the end zone, but certainly the Raiders have learned the hard way that they cannot be complacent in any situation against this blue and white band of Cougars.
Absolutely. I noticed on that, Chris Noble teed off on one of the defenders. Will go a great hit by number 6.
That's a live ball, and King's just kicking it around. Oh my gosh, it's a comedy of errors. Nobody wants it. Somebody finally picks it up. Corey Haynes
he
got
fumbles.
it. Oh, and somebody else. Reed Burkett's got it into the end zone. Are you kidding me?
What a play!
An ESPN special.
Nobody wanted it.
Man alive.
Eventually,
I felt like Mike Golick trying to, do play-by-play on one of those blooper videos. David, try rehashing that one.
I need an instant replay to be able to tell you what happened on that, but we had several fumbles, several recoveries, and Burkett was able to pick it up in the end zone and score a touchdown.
Reed Burkett's 2nd touchdown of the night. First one on defense. King dropped it, kicked it several times. Corey Hatton had it for a minute there. Reed Burkett, I think he lateraled it back to Reed Burkett, might have been the case. It's hard to tell. I don't think, because if he had fumbled it, he didn't fumble it forward. I think he pitched it back to Reed. The snap, the hold, the kick, and Tom's kick is good. Anderson makes it a whole new game. Hey, it's 24-21 with 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Let's pause for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. (24-21). This thing looked like it was going to be a rout. Raiders back in it. As we look at our Georgia TV Now slow-mo instant replay, I understand that Corey Hatton actually did fumble it, according to Jason Taylor, and then Burkett was right there. But that's who you want. You want a scat back, a guy with some quickness returning that fumble. But King just absolutely booted it several times. He didn't show any sense of urgency picking it up either is the thing that really gets me. And now the Red Raiders have returned a fumble for a touchdown, just as the Cougars did earlier on. But they've gotten themselves back in this ball game at 24-21.
And it has been a game of giveaway tonight. And you know, as long as they'll give away some, we'll give away some, we'll be in the game. Hopefully we can stop fumbling on our side.
Not an onside kick, but I think a squibber is what you call for. You don't want them to return it. That's what they do. A low liner, and Haynes, you know, Ford actually going to gather it up. Now he stepped out of bounds, so that's not going to be a flag on that one. He took it and ran out around the 27-yard line. 30 seconds left. We're all still trying to peel ourselves off the ceiling after that defensive touchdown. 2 touchdowns tonight for Reed Burkett, and neither one how you would imagine. One as a running back, another one as a defender picking up a fumble ball. But you got to give all the credit in the world to Corey Hatton, the D lineman, who had a sack, who's already got a sack tonight, for making that thing happen. King brings up the offense at the 27-yard line, and they're actually going to throw it. Boy, are they bold. Across field, Noble's got a shot at this thing, and he's got the back of his own 40-yard line and drops it. Second time tonight that Chris Nobles had an opportunity for a pick. He does not come up with that one. Instead, it's just a noisy, incomplete pass.
Yeah, he threw that one up for grabs. We had 3 defenders back there and almost intercepted by Nobles.
You know, I just noticed that Ja'Cory Cannon, number 6, was a guy that they had counted on this year. He's been on the sideline all night long. I don't think we even called his number. He's one of those guys that they utilize in the single wing, or excuse me, when they run the wing T. But back to that wishbone again. Handoff, right half. Haynes is dropped by Chris Murray, or excuse me, Dustin Taft. Dustin Taft has spent more time in the back, or almost as much time in the backfield tonight as Eric Williams or Ricky Ford or any of those Cougar backs have.
He's had a heck of a ball game offensively and defensively. He's using that burst of speed, blowing through that line of scrimmage, and made several tackles.
Got a recovered fumble too. That's the end of the first half. Your score, Calhoun County 24, Bacon County 21. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football.
This game is sponsored by Cobblestone Realty, providing a superior level of informed professional real estate services to buyers and sellers in Waycross and surrounding areas. This game is also sponsored by Waters Ford, the oldest family-owned and operated dealership in Southeast Georgia. We don't just sell you a vehicle, we build relationships.
The Red Raiders take the field to start the second half here. Another new JV guy out there for the Red Raiders is number 16. He's certainly somebody that we're not familiar with. And we'll try to, don't know how much of him we'll see, but we're going to try to get that number to you as well. He's among 3 deep backs.
3 points down.
6 is Noble, and flanking him is 7 Danke Anderson, and then he's ranked 16. Daquan Smith wears number 40. He was not one of the original camp guys. We understand a late transfer in. And Ricky Haynes tees it up for the Cougars from his own 40-yard line. 24-21. Raiders at home get the ball to start this second half. Waiting for the whistle and the signal, and we're almost set to play. We understand Lamar Jenkins, who is a JV call-up, is actually number 16. Appreciate David getting that information. Haynes boots it deep. Going to be taken on the fly at the 10 by Danke Anderson. He's quickly up to the 20. Behind a block of Noble, bouncing outside.
Tackling ball.
Spun down at around the 26-yard line. If you're going to fumble that thing, fumble it out of bounds. A return of 16 for Danke Anderson, 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, he did what we're going to have to do. He actually tackled the ball, and that could have been ugly, but he, like I say, fumbled it out of bounds, so that's great.
74 yards from the end zone. Again, Lamar Jenkins, if I'm correctly, wearing number 16. We'll go ahead and write that down and stick it on our refrigerator door, as George would say. 2 receivers. Glenn Smith to the right side. And one man to the left, I think that's Ty Murchison. He's standing sideways, so I can't see. Going to put Tay Reynolds in motion. They're going to give to the up back. And off the dive, maybe a yard. I'm not sure what his forward motion was, but that was Taft started on the left and crossed over to the right, and they're going to give him a yard on that gain.
Yeah, he was going east and west. He had a tackler just would not let go on that one. He kept driving his feet like he always does, though. And he's bound to break loose on some of those tackles.
Miss Burkett, the school counselor, she's also the mom of 2 players. If I understood her saying, we're playing ball now. If I can read lips as well as I think I do. Everybody's ready for a W here tonight. Reynolds going to go in motion. They spread the offense. Reed's going to give it to the fullback. Taft, he gets 5 yards. He was crawling on his knees, so I'm not sure where he originally went down. I'll tell you, he's a guy that pretty much you have to hog tie to shut him down. And that's why he's got, you got to remember, he's only been playing fullback for 4 weeks. When Jeremy Wesley left the team after week 1, he had less than a full week's practice, and he has really taken to it like a fish to water.
He is. He's a great asset to the team, offensively and defensively.
It's going to be 3rd down and 3. And he got a very good spot up to the 34-yard line, back to the straight eye. They're going to give it to Taft. And gets about half of what he needs across the 35 to the 36. It's 24-21 as we start in the second half. Calhoun County leading the homestanding Red Raiders. Wholesale changes now. McCarty comes in, Tay Reynolds back in, and Daquan Smith. Got to get used to these call-ups. 4th and 1. Red Raiders send out the punting team. And I don't know, maybe this is a situation where you try a hard snap count, maybe catch the other guy playing undisciplined. Because if you can get a 5-yarder on the defense, it's an automatic first down for your guys. From the 36. They don't have anybody back deep. Oh, and it's another short kick by McCarty, but it's going to take a decent roll. So it's not going to be a complete disaster. It'll be down at the 38-yard line.
Ball's on the 38-yard line.
Well, call it about 26 yards. It could be worse. So they didn't go with the trickery. But that may have been a situation where he was anticipating the rush again and did not get it. Sometimes with high school guys, thinking kind of gets in the way a little bit, the mental side of things. But Mike is certainly a tough ball player, and we're going to see him on defense now. 1st and 10 for the Cougars from their own 38. They lead by 3. Their first drive of the second half. A receiver to the right side. They're going to hand off to Haynes over the middle. Taft is there. So Cedric Suggs.
He's there. The ball comes out. The Raiders recover.
Fumble, we think, but I may have also seen a flag in there. Was that a flag or a beanbag? I think it was one of those bean bags to mark the spot. Red Raiders say they haven't. I think the officials agree.
I think you're right. I can't. It's just hard to tell from up here, but that was a great effort. The offense, the guy was trying to get more yardage, but the Raiders took the ball from him.
3rd turnover of the night for the Cougars on the ground. They've also the 5th overall. 3 fumbles lost, 2 interceptions. So the Raiders have been opportunistic on the defensive side of the ball. 1st and 10 Raiders at the Calhoun 40-yard line. Glenn Smith, the receiver, to the right side. McCarty to the left side. Taft the lone setback. Now they're going to swing Jenkins in motion. Jenkins, his first varsity carry of the season. And he's hit hard after a gain of 1. Looked like he had that seal on the left side with the block from McCarty.
That's Jenkins.
But maybe it was a half step. Maybe he should have taken a half step the other way.
That kind of reminds me of a phrase I've heard Jeff DuPont say, and that's kind of like "Welcome to the NFL." That was a welcoming committee that was waiting. Actually, one guy for our guy coming up from the JV, he really took a hard lick, but he held on to the ball, so that's a good thing.
And a defensive playmaker comes back onto the field for the Cougars. That's number 11, Eric Williams. And there's actually a penalty here at some point, because we can see the Red Raiders retreating. Looks like it's going to be a holding penalty. Just judging by the way they're marking it off. It's going to come back, a block in the back to the 49-yard line. So he got no gain. Actually, I think a loss of 1 and then a 10-yard penalty to boot. Let's call it 1st and 21. Red Raiders at their own 49. 24-21, Calhoun up by a field goal, 9:27 of the 3rd quarter. A receiver either side for Reed Burkett. Going to send a man in motion, that's Tay Reynolds. Early movement. They give to the fullback. Yeah, it's going to be motion on the Red Raiders. Now Somebody in the backfield leaning early. They're marching the wrong way, DJ.
They are, and this is the very thing we don't need to happen. We were hoping we could take that momentum coming out of the first half, but you know, we're, like you said, we're going the wrong way. At least it's still first down.
It's always good to be back home from a temperature standpoint. I'm also not getting bullied by 4-year-old fans this week. So, and hey, you know what? How about the 21 points on the board? The most the Red Raiders have scored all season long. 3 touchdowns here tonight, one of them on defense. What is it? 1st and 25 now. Raiders at their own 44. Receiver either side for Reed Burkett. Bad news, 25 yards to go. The good news is they got 4 snaps to do it. He's going to throw right side to release to Noble, who fell down at the 44-yard line. Well, he got a good bit of it back, but nice little release there for Chris.
It was, and what I was noticing on that Calhoun defense, they have not been, you know, looking for the pass. They're lining them up close within 5 yards. They didn't even have a free safety back, and that was a great call by Coach Brown.
Let's call it a gain of 13 for Chris Noble. 8:28 in the second quarter. I don't know what I just said. Second quarter, 24-21. And Red Raiders on 2nd and 13. They're at the Calhoun 43-yard line. Going to pitch it to Noble this time. He's got a block by McCarty. He's got 5 yards, 6 yards. He's got about 10 yards, just shy of the first down. Noble running with some authority. It's been an up and down night for him. He scored the touchdown. He had that one fumble. But overall, I would say 75-80% to the good. But Chris, you know, I always talk about how small he is, but he played a lot bigger than 135 pounds that time.
He did. He ran full speed, full steam ahead on that play, and unfortunately we had a holding call, so that'll be called back.
Yet another infraction, a costly infraction on this drive. It would have been, I think, 2 yards to get the first down. So they're going to back up to the 49 again. Just where they did a few moments ago. Oh, holding. Second down, let's call it 2nd down and 20. Ball is at the red, that's practically at midfield. Got to get to the Cougar 30-yard line.
But you look how they're stacked in there for 5 yards. You got 10 guys within 5 yards. You got 1 free safety. He's probably fast as lightning. But anyway, we took advantage of that on that last play, or last pass play.
Moving left to right, from the short side of the field. They toss it to Tay Reynolds, his first carry of the night. He's hit a couple yards deep, and on second effort, he's going to get another yard or 2. He's stacked up at around the 46-yard line. I think he's going to get forward momentum back to the line of scrimmage, though.
It's just hard to run against 10 guys. Well, actually, they sent 8 on that one. They had 2 guys trying to guard the receivers, but and they all have speed.
Yankee Anderson, another guy with speed, is going to check in now as Noble comes off. So Burkett remains the quarterback. He's going to march him up at 7:16 of the period. 3rd down and 20 for the Red Raiders, trailing 24-21. And he's going to give it to the fullback, and they're going to try to go over right guard. Nothing going there except maybe a yard. That's not even nearly enough for the first down.
That's a handoff.
And they'll have to kick it away on 4th down.
Well, that's the case where the penalties actually stop our momentum. And, you know, we just have to stop them and get the ball back and try it again.
Hasn't been the best of nights for McCarty punting this evening. He did take a shot. He always makes me wonder if maybe he's a little bit hampered. But with the ball at midfield,
McCarty will set up the punt for the Red Raiders.
Unless something goes haywire, you're looking at the situation where Glover will probably feel it inside his own 20. It is a nice kick. Glover calls for the fair catch at his own 19. So call that a 31-yard boot, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from around their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was a smart call by number 7 to call that fair catch, because you know, it would have looked like it could have taken a Raider roll on that. That was a great punt.
Yardages and everything, and one good thing about McCarty is he's a guy who can get it high, and as you know, it's more important to get hang time and let your guys get down there to make the play. I will say this for the Raiders, I don't know that they've given up any long punt returns this season. So at 6:21 of the 3rd period, Cougars lead 24-21. They'll take over again, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Passes complete to the right side to a man flaring out, who's got a first down. He's got 16, 17 yards. Jimmy Glover on the receiving end of that.
Pass is complete.
They start matriculating the ball up the field.
Yeah, Reed Burkett was in on that tackle, and he did what he's famous for. He was tackling the ball on that, and maybe we'll keep. That's what we got. We got to get the ball.
It's called a gain of 19. So they go no huddle, and Freddie King, the quarterback, gets to play from the sideline. 1st and 10, Cougars at their own 39. They'll send 2 receivers to the left side. One of them's Eric Williams. Johnson joins them over there. Haynes to stand up back to protect King, rolling left side. Under pressure from Ethan Hampton. Now he unloads, and it's complete to Johnson on the left side. And depending on where they spot the ball, he may have had the catch at the first down. He needed to get to the 49. I think they're going to spot it at the 48. It's a good job containment at the end of the play for the Red Raiders.
It was, and they used the sideline to their advantage, and they took him out of bounds. But they got a second down and a short, less than a yard.
2nd and 1. Do they have a short yardage package? If they do, we haven't seen it in a while. King from the gun. They've had trouble with the snap tonight. Remember that. Taft is actually showing blitz up the middle. So is Clint Burkett. And he's going to have to throw it in and out of the hands of Noble. The 3rd time tonight, Noble's had his hands on an enemy pass. But let's talk about what was going on up there. That was pressure up the middle. And give credit to the Cougars because they adapted and they picked up that blitzing Taft.
They did. It looked like Noble jumped 3 feet off the ground. He had his eye on the ball and he almost picked it off.
Yeah, he's 5'6". If Chris is an inch taller, he may be able to bring that thing down. 3rd down and 1 now. And again, looking to pass. They're going to give it to Hayes, and he stopped in the backfield. Chris Murray leading the charge. Give credit to Taft. Give credit to Clint Burkett as well. And it's going to be 4th down at about 9.
That was great penetration. It looked like nobody blocked on that offensive line. I hate to take away from Raiders. They blew through there. It was just a sea of red. I'm sure that I couldn't tell if it was a quarterback or who had the ball, but all he saw was red.
5:30 on the 3rd quarter clock. It's 24-21. Still looking for the first points in this 3rd quarter. Raiders down by a field goal. Haynes lined up the punt once before, and on a busted play, picked up a fumble and ran for a 1st down. He's going to kick it away this time. One man comes in. He kicks it high, too. Noble calls for the fair catch. It was 20, and he drops it, and he's got a fall on that. Danke Anderson is there to cover as well. Heads up for Danke to the 23-yard line, and a boot of about 30 yards. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. So the Raiders do a great job defensively as they have all night. They hold on that stand, and now they've got it with 5:10 left in the 3rd quarter. They trail 24-21. John DuPont, David Johnson with you. Our studio producer is Roland Lott. Our statistician doing a great job as always is Jason Taylor. Don't forget the replay of this game, Georgia TV Now. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. That's channel 50 on ATC, channel 99 Waycross Cable. And you can catch great games like this all season long on Georgia TV Now. Thanks to those of you joining us on 860 AM WDMG and 1400 AM WAJQ. Toss, sweep left side, Noble. He's got the field for 5, 6, 7 yards, close to a 1st down. Near the 32-yard line, goes out of. That's a bad place to get tackled in front of the other guy's bench. He hops up in a hurry.
It is. He get like no Sean Marino coming up there. And what you're looking at the play calling for the Raiders is, they're running it outside. They're getting yards outside. They're getting yards inside. So, and they're actually throwing a few passes and completing. So that's keeping them on the hill.
Here you go again, that Newt Rockdale. We're going to run inside. We're going to run outside. We're going to run inside, outside. It's 1st and 10 as the chains do move. And the line of scrimmage being the Red Raiders on 34, trailing by 3. Send Danke Anderson in motion. They give it to Taft, the fullback, and he breaks off, starts over the left side, ends up on the right side. Got maybe a half-yard gain. 24-21, Calhoun County leading Bacon County with 4:35 left in the 3rd quarter. He did get a yard on that play.
I can't tell. I got Danke Anderson and Reed Burkett over there. The coach is talking to him. I can't tell. Looks like we're having an equipment problem with Danke Anderson.
Yeah, Tay Reynolds going to come on, the other tailback now. And Tay is a guy who really hasn't had an opportunity to get on track. He's only played about 6 quarters coming into this game because of what happened against Wilkinson County and sitting out last week. So they really haven't had an opportunity to get the ball in his hands like they'd like to. But Taft has certainly been the money back. An opportunity to go over 100 yards here tonight. He's had over 76 in the first half. Tay Reynolds got the ball this time.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
gets his helmet knocked off and goes to the 41-yard line. And there's yet another highlight film, and he's a little pumped up over that. Come on, Tay, keep your head cool. We don't want a repeat of what happened in Wilkinson County, but he's got guts.
That'd be good on any highlight reel. Beautiful thing was he lost his helmet and he kept driving his legs. I mean, that guy, he didn't even think about it. He knew he was trying to get a first down.
Call it 3rd and 6. Raiders at their own 38-yard line, trailing by 3, 24-21, and now Tay may have to get his helmet tended to. Got it knocked clean off, he did, and just kept running. You see that a lot, but it's usually an offensive lineman or a D lineman. Seldom do you see a skill guy, a ball carrier, show that kind of fortitude after getting his lid knocked off. 3:09 of the third quarter, 24-21. Raiders trail by 3. Jenkins in motion. They fake it him. Going to throw it over the middle. Good right side, complete. 40, 35, 30. Stiff arming people down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. And call that a gain of about 32. It may have actually been more than that. Let's check that. Let's check the spot. Wow, how about that? From the 34 all the way to the 24, I think I'm right on that. A gain of around 42. Jason? Okay, 38 is what it officially was. McCarty's first grab of the night. And again, the crowd on its feet here at Morris Johnson Stadium, just as we are. Jenkins in motion again, and they get the Taft. Right side, 5, 10, 50. Inside into the end zone, touchdown. Down into the corner. Dustin Taft gets his first touchdown of the year, and the Raiders back on top, 27-24.
That's the thing of beauty and a joy to behold. When you watch that offensive, I'm not sure who gets to take the credit for that play calling, but it was just like you said, up the middle. Oh, great.
All right, we understand there's a flag on the field. Let's see. They're actually conferencing with the defense, so unfortunately, this may come back after all that excitement. Well, let's talk about what Taft did. He did what he does so very well, and it's unfortunately you're going to have to take that 6 points off the board. Little premature celebration, holding. That's usually the call. Oh boy, Taft on the power play broke off the right side, raced down the side. I didn't even have a chance to tell you what happened, and then sailed into the corner. So instead of a touchdown, it's going to be 1st and 5. Raiders from their own 19. So they. Toss sweep left side to Chris Noble. Behind the block of Jenkins and some other folks. And out of bounds, what should be a first down.
And again, the Raiders in great shape.
It might be a little confusing to folks because the touchdown is still on the board. Unless, of course, we got the call wrong. Okay. Now, that wasn't a 2-point try. It's
going to be 1st and goal for the Raiders.
a little bit confusing here on the score. We'll ferret it out in just a minute. It's going to be 1st down for the Red Raiders at the 9-yard line. Swing Jenkins in motion. Taft on the dive. Okay, let's kind of recollect ourselves here. It should be 24-21, Calhoun County. The touchdown was called back, and now Red Raiders 2nd down at the 9-yard line. And we all got a little bit excited there, but nonetheless, it was still a great run by Taft.
On that last play, that sweep, that pitch we're throwing to Nobles, he is so quick. The ball's behind him, just a little off on the timing, but even though he's still getting a lot of yardage.
It's 2nd and goal now, so they had the touchdown taken off the board, but they're driving again to Taft. Nope, keeper by Burkett, dropped back at the 15.
Burkett is met.
So a great defensive read by the Cougars, no pun intended.
Yeah, very good read, and it looked like he may have been trying to do the pitch again, but he was all over me. All he could do was eat it.
All the momentum for the Red Raiders right now, even when things are going badly. They've got, for those who will be watching this on Georgia TV now, you'll be able to see the disparity in crowd. There's virtually none for the Cougars. Raider crowd comes to life on 3rd down from the 15. Taft takes the dive for no gain. Now it's going to bring up 4th down. All right, let's
with under a minute left in the third quarter. Let's talk about what has worked well for tonight offensively for the Red Raiders. Give it to number 4. Unfortunately, well, now they're at the 10-yard line. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 10. I mean, they got to. This is 4-down territory. There's no question. You got to get 6 here. There is no first down. So do they feel like they can push it, give it to Taft and push for 10 yards, or do you go with that release to McCarty again, or even Noble?
Yeah, that trickeration that we saw last week would be beautiful right here, but I'm sure that they've watched the game films on that, so they'll probably look.
Raiders will call time.
Scott Brown calls timeout. We'll do the same. 24 seconds left in the third quarter. 24-21. Calhoun County leading Bacon County. 30-second break. Bacon County. Red Raiders football. Back at Morris Johnson Stadium, John DuPont, David Johnson with you. You're listening to this ball game on 860 AM WDMG, the talk of the South, 1400 AM WAJQ. And don't forget, you can watch this game and other South Georgia football games on Georgia TV now, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Channel 50 on ATC, Channel 99 on Waycross Cable. Okay, let's talk about this. One other option we haven't mentioned. Anderson, if you try for the field goal, you'd be looking at a 27-yard attempt. I think from the standpoint of playing at home with the home crowd and another period to play, I think you have to give strong consideration to going for it on 4th down. No offense to your kicker, but I really honestly do not know what Scott Brown's thinking. It looks like the offense is going to take the field.
Yeah, and this call is, I'm interested to see this call because we've been able to get yards outside, like you say. But our money man has been number 4.
And he'll be the lone setback under Anderson, under Burkett rather. They're going to swing Noble in motion. He's going to throw it into the end zone. McCarty. Oh, incomplete, knocked away. Watch the flag. I think it's going to be pass interference. Number 7 defending on that play was Glover. Number 10 was Dondrell Henderson. Be careful though. I hope McCarty didn't push off. I hope it's not an offensive foul. We mentioned earlier in this game, the 4th and 19 play a week ago, the halfback pass. It is against the defense.
Against the Cougars, that's going to give the Raiders the first down and goal.
Mentioned the touchdown call from last week. They did actually pull that out, and it was almost like shades of the wild hog play that Arkansas used under Houston Nutt for so many years. Now he's got it at Ole Miss, and they call it the Wild Rebel. It's a new set of downs. So on 4th and goal, the pass interference is going to give the Raiders the ball, 1st and goal, loaded backfield, and they're going to hand it off to Burkett from the halfback position. And he's dropped for a loss on the play. Let's reset for you. A lot going on here. But Anderson back in at quarterback on 4th and goal, the pass interference. 1st and goal, new set of downs at the 5. They got Anderson, short yardage package, and they employ Reed Burkett as a running back. And he's already rushed for 1 touchdown tonight, returned a fumble for another score.
Yeah, Calhoun is lined up in that goal line defense, and they're sending them, so it's going to be hard to get those 5 yards up the middle, and they've got the speed to stop the outside, so I'm curious to see what Coach Brown can call in this situation.
4 fingers high in the air. That's the end of the third quarter. We go to the 4th quarter, final 12 minutes of action, and it's a barn burner here at Morris Johnson. 24-21, Calhoun up by a field goal. Let's step aside for a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. We go to the 4th quarter. Calhoun County leading 24-21. It seems like they've led forever. Bacon County scored the first touchdown of this ball game. 3 unanswered points, 3 unanswered scores, I should say, for the Cougars. But the Red Raiders have come back to within a field goal. And on 2nd and goal at the 5, they have an opportunity to take the lead. They give it to Taft, run it into the meat of that line, and it gets about 1. They had a moment of short-lived glee. The touchdown was called back by Taft, so they're calling his number again, trying to get him that 6 back. But nonetheless, they did have the pass interference call on 4th and goal. Got a new set of downs, but quickly it's already 3rd down and goal.
And the ball is set at the 6-yard line. 11:30 of the fourth quarter, 24-21. Cougars with the lead, but the Red Raiders are not. Burkett back in under center. This play is whistled dead immediately. Let's check the call. Could be a procedure play against the offense.
But they had the short yardage package in there with Danke Anderson at quarterback, Burkett at the halfback. Now Reed's back in there under center. This will be a 5-yard march off against the Red Raiders.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do here. It looks like with Danke, they at least threatening to go outside or either pass, but you've got those guys are stacked in there like sardines on the Calhoun defense.
This may not be such a bad situation on 3rd and 10 because you may actually open up a passing lane a little bit, even though you're marching 5 yards backward. All right, so they're going to put 2 receivers on the left side. Red Raiders moving right to left. That's Burkett under center. And he gives it to Taft, tries over the left side, and no gain there. It's going to bring up 4th down. And whereas they had so much success with Taft early on, I think the Cougars have realized he's the only real rushing threat for Macon County.
He is, and it seems like it's easier to run with Taft when you're in the middle of the field.
They're going to actually try a field goal here. I see the T-man running on, and Noble, the holder, has got it, but now there seems to be some confusion. I don't know if they have called a timeout or what, maybe an official timeout. And while they work that out, we tell you it's 10:55 of the fourth quarter, 24-21. So it looks like Tom Anderson will be trying a field goal in the neighborhood of 27 yards or something.
And that's probably what Coach Brown was doing. He wanted to keep it in the center of the field, and hopefully if Taft could get a first down, great. But they are right in front of the goalpost. So.
All right, Calhoun calls the timeout. We'll do the same at 10:54 of the fourth period. Your score: Cougars 24, Red Raiders 21. We'll come back. 4th goal for the Red Raiders. 30-second break. Back here at Morris Johnson Stadium, Tom Anderson set to try a 26-yard field goal. And his first field goal attempt of the season. I don't think he had a field goal last year, so this could be his first career field goal in just a moment or two here on 4th and goal. Line of scrimmage is the 9, so Chris Noble will hold it at the 16. And Tom Anderson, wearing number 72 these days because he's now an offensive lineman. He used to be just a kicker, the junior. An opportunity to tie this thing up. The snap is there, the hold, the kick is up. The kick is reaching and through! And we're tied up, 24-24. Tom Anderson gets the attaboys after knotting this game at 24, 10:54 of the fourth quarter. And so after having the touchdown taken off the board, after the penalty, they have the touchdown called back. They are back in this ball game. They have tied it up at 24 all, with still plenty to play. Anderson's first field goal of the year, a 26-yarder, comes at a crucial moment and ties the game at 24 all. John DuPont, David Johnson here with you at the stadium. The Red Raiders now have scored the game's last 17 points after giving up 24 unanswered points. So it's McCarty to do the kickoff again from his own 40. And another number on the ground, mishandled and recovered at the 42-yard line. So, one time I think they tried a true onside attempt. Another time towards the end of the half they wanted to try to prevent a return. I'm not sure what the deal was there because Michael's got leg strength. Nonetheless, Cougars will have it at their own 42, but they've been sloppy on offense here. Well, going all the way back to the first half with that rumbling, bumbling, stumbling thing that resulted in a touchdown for the Raiders.
Yeah, I think maybe Coach Brown's looking at the ground's still wet. I noticed Nobles, when he tried to recover that ball, he slid 3 or 4 yards. So.
Seems like forever since the Cougars have been on offense, and King running to get away from Ethan Hampton. And here's a flag. He's hauled down by McCarty at midfield, but watch the flag back at the 39-yard line.
There is a flag in the back.
And Cougars indicating from the shrugs of the shoulders that it's going to be against them at 10:42 of the fourth period, 24-24. You know, I really hope we don't go to overtime, but one thing about overtime these days in high school football, you don't have to worry about the drudgery of penetration anymore. It's a true overtime just like they have in college. But we still got 10, almost 11 minutes to decide this ball game.
It'll still be first down.
So it's going to back them up 10 yards, first and 20.
Line of scrimmage was the 42-yard line. They're actually going to put it at the 29. So from the 29, got to get to the 47 of the Red Raiders. First and 23, Jason Taylor tells me. Thank you. Low snap again. And Clint Burkett is back there. And the pass is complete off the left side. Noble brings him down. We've seen that many, many times tonight. It's hurt them a couple of times. King got the pass off that time for, you know, significant, fairly significant yardage. 8-yard pickup.
Yeah. Taft was in the backfield. He was lucky Taft didn't get him on that one, but that center quarterback exchange on the snaps has been difficult for him tonight.
No huddle look at 10:13 of the fourth period. 24 all, Calhoun County and Bacon County. Red Raiders reached a high water mark in scoring for the season. Passes complete to the right side, no, dropped. Ricky Ford couldn't gather it in. The unsure hands of number 5. And that brings up third down for the Cougars.
This is a big third
You
down play for our
had
Raiders.
Chris Murray back there giving pressure to the quarterback, so made him make a quick pass. And I think that actually aided in them not completing that pass.
Murray's been back there all night, so is Taft. Ethan Hampton comes off. He has had several pressures as well. 6 men up for the Red Raiders. Pressuring King, right side, complete to Ford this time. And he's going to try to drag his way for a first down, and I think he got it to the around the 47-yard line. So Ford atones
Pass is complete
for the
to Ford
drop
this time.
play earlier.
He takes it up
And
first
they
down
got
yardage.
15 yards on that play, and let's see if they go ahead and move the chains. The early indication is that they are short. But with this score, the way that at 24-24, 9.5 minutes left, man, I don't know what you do here. They're indicating that they're going to kick with Haynes back there. But I don't trust this guy.
No, I'm actually trying to figure out the coaches. Are they wearing red jerseys on the other side, or is that, can you tell?
There are guys wearing red jerseys over there, but I think those are the chain gang mainly. Maybe a couple. I have no idea. I just noticed that. They are going to go for it.
Okay.
King on the keeper to the right side. One man blew through early, but it looked like he got it.
He falls forward for about a half a yard. Looks like it's going to be just enough.
Freddie
for a
King, you
first
know,
down.
running. You'd think to look how quick these guys are, that's they're going to call for a measurement. You'd think that they'd be more adept at it. Their points tonight have come after taking advantage of turnovers by Bacon County, one of which was returned for a touchdown. The Raiders returned the favor later on. So at this point, I mean, Bacon County got to be pretty even in the numbers. I know they were at halftime. With 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter and all tied at 24, they're going to stretch the chains and see if King got it. And it looks like he did. So first down at the Red Raider 47-yard line.
Yeah, Freddie King at 6'2", all he had to do was fall forward, and he was able to get that first down. But he did meet a lot of resistance. Taft almost stopped him in the backfield.
11 is Eric Williams, remember him, and then you've got Haynes back there as well. And they've got that lineman back there dotting he's the apex of that wishbone. King getting everybody head slaps along the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that should make them want to play harder for you, Freddie. All right, toss sweep this time to Haynes, the right half. He's got 5 yards off the left side, a gain of 3. Reed Burkett there to make the stop for the Raiders. 8:45 left in the ball game.
That Ricky Haynes, I'm surprised they don't put the ball in his hands more often. He's fast as lightning, and looked like he was going to break free there for a moment.
As they would say in Boston, he's wicked fast. Maybe he only got 3. 2nd and 7, call it, and line of scrimmage is the Red Raider 44. 8:24 of the fourth quarter. Back to that wishbone now, King. Seeing blitz on the right side. Haynes got nowhere to run.
Defense is stepping up.
And
They're swarming the ball
I give
carriers.
him credit, kudos for second effort. But a loss on the play of 3. It's going to be back to 3rd and 10 now.
And that was Cedric Suggs coming up from that tackle, but you had 4 or 5 other Raiders involved on that stop.
You know how I said at the beginning of the game, with this kind of depth, you may just be literally 1 or 2 players away. We got a couple of new guys out there tonight, some JV call-ups, 1 transfer and 1 JV guy. And look what a difference it's made. Under pressure from Taft. And now he's hit and goes down. King completes it to the right side. Oh, and it's going to burn the Red Raider defense for a touchdown. On 3rd and 10, he gets it to Glover, who goes the distance for the touchdown. And is it just me? Or is there just a lack of excitement on Calhoun's team? They just scored 6 points.
No, I've noticed that from the beginning of the game. That either they're strictly business or they show no excitement. But you know, they just scored 6.
A 47-yard touchdown pass from King to Jimmy Glover, and as Jason Taylor pointed out, and that was my other thought, which I didn't actually vocalize, but they could simply be gassed. I think, as you mentioned, they only had about 26 players. Well, it's 30-24 with 7.5 minutes left in this game. They're going to go for 2 again.
Yeah.
Right side, he tries to run. No, he just tries to throw it incomplete, so they finally fail on a 2-point try, and that could be the margin of this game before all is said and done. 30-24. Calhoun County leading Bacon County with 7:32 left in this ball game. Let's pause for a 30-second break. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. Well, a 57-yard touchdown pass from Freddie King and Glover, but a failed 2-point attempt. 30-24, so we could be looking at a game that comes down to a PAT attempt, and Tom Anderson has been true all night for the Red Raiders, one of many, many heroes at this point, with 3 PATs, and he had a field goal to tie it up, so Raiders will get the ball at 7:32, and again, you hope that they have put the demons of ball handling behind them from the first half. They have moved the ball very well, showed a lot of discipline there. Has given up a few plays though, but defensively, heroes galore. The only way I can say it, and should they win this ball game, you have a very difficult time deciding who would get the game ball. The kick goes to the left side, retreating. Danke Anderson inside the 10, up to the 15, to the 20. Lowers his shoulder, hammers his way to the 25. Red Raiders 75 yards away from pay dirt with 7:20 left in the game.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you're talking about so many players are making good plays. Hard to figure out who's going to be gets the game ball, but that's every sense of the word. When you talk about team, this Bacon County Red Raider, they define that word, team.
I wonder if at this point we see something in the playbook we've not yet seen tonight. We did see the end-around pass attempted earlier at a crucial time, and this is official timeout. Looks like Danke Anderson still having some equipment issues. Clint Burkett employed as a receiver to the left side. Important to note, Marcus Shine, the starting tight end. Whatever it was that was dangling, I think they just ripped it off. And I think what it was, I think Danke's got one of those flat jackets, and you might have had that lower pad. Anyway, Shine not in the game. Burkett started at tight end. Now he's into the receiver. From the gun, Anderson, the quarterback, under pressure. Get rid of that thing, Danke. And he zips it over the middle into the hands of Glover, who just scored 1 touchdown. He's still on his feet. Watch the flag. Hauled down now by Chris Murray. Watch the flag behind the line of scrimmage. He was under heavy pressure. Under heavy pressure that time from Williams. So this is a roughing penalty. So I think what happened was Danke unloaded, got hit late, then there was the flag, then there was the interception. So Red Raiders are going to come out of this with the ball back.
He fired the ball. He was under pressure. He fired the ball. It was just a little high. He had a guy open and just overthrew him, and the guy just picked it off.
Eric Williams, the playmaker on both sides of the ball. So not only do they not get the ball, but Bacon County's going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. We're talking about playing with discipline. Aggression is good, but you can't make those kind of mistakes in this kind of a ball game this late. And even though Bacon County's down 30-24, the momentum right now, you got to feel pretty good. if you're Bacon County. And right now, Danke Anderson in at the quarterback. 3 receiver set. Burkett, the tight end, going to split out wide to the left side. And they're going to hand it off to Reed Burkett. Going to take the dive inside, maybe got a yard. Similar to what we saw Terrell County do last week against Bacon County, so they had a lot more quickness to work with. No knock on Reed.
Oh no, they were loaded with speed. I mean, everybody on the team seemed like they could fly. But we're lining up in that pass and formation, and hoping, you know, that we can get some yards up the middle.
Dustin Taft back into the ball game. They like to call his number, and they'll go with 3 receivers once more. Taft alone setback, and they've got Noble over on a wing. Going to give it to Taft. He's met at the line, 79 on the stop. No number on the roster. Why even bother with a roster? But 3rd down and a very long 8 yards for the Red Raiders from their own 42. Time starts to get a little bit short at 6:20 of the 4th period. Red Raiders trail 30-24. They scored the last touchdown. In fact, they scored the last, they had scored the last 17 points before the touchdown pass from King to Jimmy Glover. Raiders trail by 6. Danke Anderson from the gun. Pressure up the middle. Throws right side. Pass complete over there, I think, to Garrett Welsh. Garrett's first varsity reception right at the 1st-yard mark. And a critical catch for the sophomore. The chains move, so way to go, Garrett. They've called on him a lot. You knew he was going to come through sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you got a 10th grader making a Division I catch on a slide like that. That's pretty impressive.
So all that summer league practice paid off for Garrett. And so now he's got that first reception. Ball at midfield keeps the drive alive at 5:42, 30-24. Calhoun County leading Bacon County here in Alma. Anderson's the quarterback. He's going to hand it off to Reed Burkett, roaming left side, tries to tuck it inside, and he's going to lose a yard. Looked like he had a little bit of a daylight, but couldn't get up to the line of scrimmage as quickly as the guys in the white jerseys could get across from the other angle.
He did. He saw daylight, but like you say, they're so quick. They can close a hole, like you say, quicker than we can get through it.
So loss of a yard. Ball back to the 49. Clock rolling at 5:08 of the 4th quarter. Bacon County fighting very much in this ball game. 30-24. They're down by 6. Led very early on. Now Burkett under center. Going to put Anderson in motion. Toss sweep it right side to Danke. He's going to try to get off the right side and got a gain of about 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. You know, when Danke's healthy, and I still don't know if he's got his pre-injury speed back from when he was hurt in the spring, he's probably the only guy that can get off that corner that way. There are not a lot of teams, David, that can run a good power sweep anymore. They just don't have the speed to do it.
No, and especially when the opponent has the speed they have, because I've noticed at least half their team they're just all over the field. They can fly.
30-24, Calhoun County leading Bacon County. And Raiders on a crucial 3rd and 9 at the Calhoun 49-yard line. Anderson will swing in motion again. They're going to fake it to him. Burkett on the keeper, roaming left side. Wants to throw it incomplete to McCarty, who was between 2 defenders, but Reed threw it too far outside. It's going to bring up 4th down. Okay, Coach Johnson. You're at midfield. You may or not get the ball back. I'm telling you what. As deadly as that offense has been, but as good as the Raider defense has been, if you kick it away here, you get a decent kick by McCarty, you can put the other guy at the 20-yard line, give your defense an opportunity to win the game for it. I think Scott Brown might be considering that because he calls timeout at 4:39 of the 4th quarter. Cougars 30, Red Raiders 24. We get the 30-second break. We're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. 30-24. That's our score here in Alma. Red Raiders, Bacon County trailing the Cougars from Calhoun County 30-24. Raiders have a timeout. They are discussing a crucial 4th and 9 at the Cougar 49. I got to tell you, I really like the Red Raiders' chances if they punt it away here. Give the defense an opportunity, to make a play, maybe get the ball back, but if nothing else, to hold and give the offense one more shot before all is said and done. However, if they don't come up, not only might you not get the ball back, but they could drive another nail in the coffin with another long score. It looks like the offense is coming out here. They are on the other side of the 50-yard line. I'd maybe even go with a hard snap count to see if you can get 5 cheap yards here. From the gun, it's going to be Burkett at quarterback. They're going to run the play, rolling left. He's got McCarty on the left side. Zink to McCarty. Oh, and it's incomplete. I think he wanted to throw it to McCarty, and Noble came across and tipped it away. Miscommunication. Oh, and that's going to hurt a little bit. But you know what? You still give them the ball at midfield with 4:31 left, and your defense still has an opportunity, as we mentioned before.
And you gotta like the way that play turned. It was a pretty play. He actually had 2 receivers real close together, and couldn't figure out who it was for. But it's showing how the Raiders are they're getting better on the plays.
I think it was intended for McCarty because you had Noble coming across really fast and McCarty out front of the D-back. Well, that's spilled milk now. Cougars going to run it from their own 49. They lead by 6. How about Taft in the backfield and drops Haynes for a loss of 4. Again, you like it's the roll of the dice. You like your odds with the way the Raider defense has been playing. I tell you what, Taft has really established himself as an all-region player just based on tonight.
He has that big offensive line for Calhoun. They just can't stop Taft.
4:03 left in this ball game. Calhoun leading 30-24. They want to pad the lead. Raiders want to get it back. And the Cougars from their own 44. Raiders showing stunt, and it may have been Hatton who sailed off sides a little bit early. I've actually called timeout. Cougars called time. Let's do the same at 3:53. 30-24. Cougar lead over the Raiders. 30-second break. A loss on that play, it's going to be 2nd and 15. Cougars call timeout, and it may just be a situation where they're trying to catch their breaths. Big defensive plays have kept the Red Raiders in this thing. It's 30-24. Oh, what might have been if it hadn't been for some turnovers, but you know, the other guy turned it over a few times too. Cougars on 2nd and 15 from their own 44-yard line. And Taft, I almost think, has been getting the green light all night from Steve Owens, the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, playing over that middle.
I'm not sure if that's why they called the timeout. They saw him cheating up.
And they're going to show blitz again. On the quarterback draw this time, King's going to get positive yardage. He gets about 7, but it's still going to bring up 3rd down and around 8. I think what happened that time, that stunt, the blitzing tandem in the middle may have actually over-pursued.
I think so. I think the quarterback was looking to see if he could figure out which side Taft was going on. He just take it up the middle on the other side.
It's a pretty wise move on his side. Tay Reynolds into the game now for the Red Raiders. All right, so it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Or somewhere thereabouts, maybe 3rd and 7. They got to get to the Red Raider 41, and it's at the 48. Let's call it 3rd and 7. Cougars spread the field from the gun this time. Somebody left early, maybe. Let's see. King only let right side. He wants to throw. Now he's going to run. Here's a flag. He's knocked out of bounds and around the 40 by Daquan Smith. Let's check the flag. It was behind the runner. It's going to be offensive holding. That's usually the case. And again, how much gas in the tank? You see how thin they are over there. They've only got about 10 guys on the sideline. I think you counted 26 on the roster.
I did. Anytime you see them walking back to the huddle like they do, but I'm noticing our guys too. They're playing against a fast team. Our guys are sucking air pretty good too.
But remember, after the touchdown, DJ, to go up by 6. Absolutely no celebration that we can detect on Calhoun. And again, as Jason said over in my right ear, maybe these guys are just completely gassed. It's 30-24, Cougars with the ball and the lead. And it's 3rd down and 15. Cougars at their own 44-yard line. Defensive signals. If Scott Brown has a signal for let's intercept the ball, he just flashed it. Danke Anderson, by the way, has 2 steals tonight. And King checking off, taking time to get ready here. I think the ball's already been whistled, ready for play. I don't know if King knows what the play is going to be. Smith showing blitz on the left side. King throwing back to his left, and it's complete to a man who's at the 30, to the 35 at a first down for Eric Williams. He is oh so deadly. Good gracious alive. To the 24-yard line. And a gain of 30-plus yards. Well, that's going to bring it down with 2:35 left and a 30-24 lead. All they really have to do is run the clock at this point, and the Red Raiders on their heels defensively. I tell you, it's amazing how much wind you can take out of a guy's sail with a play like that.
And they are definitely a quick strike team, and actually got us on our heels.
Twins to the right side for King. Now they'll wind the clock. It'll run at 2:34 the final period. Cougars with a 6-point lead. I think what it is, he's taking a long time to get the play from the sideline. And you're right, they are. Their coaches do wear red shirts, which is odd because they're blue and white. I think they actually had to call timeout because they may have been taking too long to get acclimated to whatever's going on, unless there was a flag that I did not see. Well, Raiders on the, it's going to be, again, the 5-yard delay penalty against the Calhoun County Cougars. Red Raiders are on the road next week against Miller County. They'd sure like to do it with a victory in their pocket. But odds are getting longer by the moment. 2:20, 2:19 of the fourth quarter. It's going to be 1st and 15 for Calhoun County. They're at the Red Raider 26-yard line. And they just got flagged. Yeah, they may be taking some intentional penalties at this point. Maybe you just let the guy back you up and then you have to punt it away at worst case scenario. On a quarterback draw, are you kidding? He's actually going to run a play and he's going to score a touchdown because he just had all kinds of real estate. There's the nail in the coffin. It's unbelievable to think that the Red Raiders were not able to hem him up. But that's going to send everybody home. 2:08 left. It was an exciting game for a long time there. But give the Cougars credit. You know, from our observation, with what it's worth, whether it was fatigue or whatever, they fought through it. And another touchdown with just over 2 minutes left. That's going to seal it here.
Yeah. Again, we're faced. Every team we've faced has had that blazing speed, and you got a quarterback he can roll out, or he can run up the middle. So it's hard for us to defend that.
For all the great things that the Red Raiders did on defense tonight, there were moments like that where there was not a soul in the vicinity of the ball carrier. Low snap, handoff, he fumbles it. That's Smith. And Red Raiders bust up the 2-point conversion attempt, 36-24. Got a couple of minutes of football remaining, but the outcome of this game seems very clear at this point. Let's pause for 30-second break. Seal the Raiders' fate, 36-24. But I mean, it was a dogfight for a while there. But even despite the penalties and turnovers, Calhoun County, we've seen so many opponents this year. In the end, having enough talent, and talent will usually get you through and overcome those things. So they appear to be on their way to their second consecutive victory. A real Trojan effort tonight by the Red Raiders. Kick's going to be taken on the hop at the 15 by Noble. Left side to the 30-yard line. Another nice return by Chris Noble. Let's give him 15 on that. Red Raiders will have it 1st and 10 at their own 30. Playing for pride at this point, you certainly want to get a score. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, realistically, yeah, you could see some crazy things happen still. But Red Raiders have kind of been one-dimensional on offense with Taft, and I think it took 2+ quarters, but Cougars finally figured that out. So still some more growing up to do. A lot of guys who contributed a lot of heart tonight. Garrett Welsh, who had his first catch, he's in the backfield. Anderson takes the snap, rolling right. Pass, if it was caught by Noble, he took a heck of a lick. He did not hang on to it. Noble has a touchdown tonight rushing. Was not able to hang on to that pass. Stops at 155 on the incomplete out of bounds. Well, even without the fan support, without the band, now the Cougars show a little bit of life over there. I think realizing that they have traveled a pretty good long way. I don't even know how far it is to Edison, Georgia. I couldn't even tell you where Edison, Georgia is, other than the fact that it's in Calhoun County.
Our statistician said it's 4 hours.
Well, he would know since he is the statistician. And Jason Taylor, our math guy extraordinaire. 2nd and 10 now, Raiders from their own 30. Anderson going to throw to the right side again, incomplete. If that official hadn't hopped out of the way, he could have caught that thing. But that was the closest guy to the ball. I think he was intended for Noble again. 3rd down and 10. Well, each week, David, it seems there are things that you can build on. The strong second half last week, and really 4 very gutsy quarters this week. But, you know, when you go back to critical times, turnovers and such, it's easy to see how this could have come out differently.
It could, but like you say, we're looking at a team that's improving every game, and they've got to be able to take some pride out of that.
On 3rd and 10 from their own 30. Rolling right again. Danke Anderson throwing downfield and caught this time by Noble. Might have been tipped by a defender out of bounds around the 40, and he may have gotten the first down. Did he get a foot on the other side of the white line? Let's see. 144 clock stops. Again, you know, they're not ready to pack it in yet. They want to eat up some yardage, get 6 more. Going to be just shy. I don't know if this will require a measurement or not. No, it's not going to require a measurement. The stick is on the other side of the line. It's going to be 4th and short. Red Raiders, of course, are going to go for it with 144 left, trailing 36-24. After the touchdown and the missed 2-point conversion, we were thinking, okay, the Raiders march it down and they win it with an extra point, but didn't work out that way. Burkett dives for a couple, gets the first down with 1:42 left, 36-24. Raiders trail, and we're in this for a while. Led at one point, but gave up 3 quick scores, and that proved to be insurmountable. Although they did find themselves at 24 all up until very late in this game. 3 receiver set for Anderson, who's going to roll left this time on the run. Wants to get it Noble, incomplete, overthrows him, and again, if Chris is a couple inches taller, he maybe can go up and catch that. But you know that's a safe play. It doesn't fall into any hands, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders.
Yeah, that looked very good on Danke Anderson, the way he rolled out for a sophomore. That was he got his shoulders up the field, and he threw that pass. It was just a little high.
Throwing on the run is not an easy thing for a quarterback by nature, is it?
It's not. I can't even tell if he's right-handed or left-handed. I think he's right-handed. He rolled left, so he made a good pass.
Don't quote me on this, but I think Danke might be ambidextrous, but he does throw with the right hand in football.
Oh.
Pass off the hands of Noble again, who was coming across from the right side. And again, if Chris has stilts on, that's a couple in and out of his hands, but that's just, again, a guy to have to go vertical while on the move, very difficult. 1.5 minutes left, 36-24, 3rd and 10 now. And you can tell a lot about a team, and I know Coach Brown and his staff, they're taking notes. How much fortitude are the guys going to show at this point when the game is seemingly decided? 2 receivers left side, 1 to the right side. That's Clint Burkett over there by himself. Rolling left on 3rd down. Danke Anderson almost stumbles. Now he's going to have to shovel past it up the field, and that's off the hands of Noble.
Heads up.
Noble actually should have caught that. I think what he tried to do, if it was in baseball, if it had been a baseball play, it would have been the equivalent of swatting at something down with your glove. Anyway, maybe he cradles that thing in the breadbasket. That's probably one Chris wishes. I think he knows he should have had.
Yeah, I guess Nobles was past the line of scrimmage when he threw that, but actually he could not he had to run for his life, and he could not get his shoulders up the field, so all he could do was just pitch the ball out there right-handed like that.
Flag on the field, and I think Danke may have crossed the line of scrimmage. I think it was an illegal forward pass. It's going to be against the Red Raiders. Their officials conferencing with the defense. Yeah. You know what? I think it's a loss of down too, isn't it? I guess not. 4th down for the Red Raiders. They still have the ball. I know grounding is the loss of down. So on 4th and 10 for the Red Raiders from their own 41, with 1:23 left in this game. They trail by 2 touchdowns. 36-24, a noble effort tonight, no pun intended. Chris certainly played hard. Danke Anderson played hard. A lot of these guys. The Raiders are going to have at least one more snap of the football. They're going to try to sustain this drive. Quick pass left side to McCarty. He's got a tunnel. Nice block by Welsh. And he's going to get a first down. A gain of 13 by McCarty. But again, kind of a receiver screen over on the left side. How about Garrett Welsh?
Very good, and we're watching some plays that are actually great plays, and I think we keep moving in the right direction, and even though we may not come out with a win on this game.
Moves the ball to the Cougar 44-yard line. Again from the shotgun. Anderson steps up in the pocket, complete this time to Noble at the 30, spins and eludes a guy, and down around the 24-yard line. Started at the 44, a gain of 20 for Chris Noble. So that's going to pad everybody's statistics a little bit, going to make the stat box look a lot better. And you know what? You know, they may actually put 30 points on the board before all is said and done. I don't want to count them out too quick. 36-24, Red Raiders trail, but with 1:02 left, they are driving at their opponent's 24. That could be a hold. Yeah, we both saw it. Was the pass complete to Noble on the right side? I think the Raiders might have gotten away with a hold there. 2nd and 5, a gain of 5, and I think that was Noble on the reception. So back-to-back catches by Chris, and they'll spot it at the Cougar 19 with 52.5 seconds left. 36-24. Calhoun County leading Bacon County. Final moments of this ball game at Morris Johnson Stadium. 3 receivers left side now. And it's Anderson still back there taking the snaps from the gun. The pass complete to McCarty left side, but he's actually going to lose a couple on that play. Burkett that time again employed as a blocking back. So 3rd down and around 8 now for the Red Raiders. They're going to have to hurry the line of scrimmage now. 34 seconds, 31. I don't know if you can spike the ball here or not. They're going to run the play. Throwing deep into the corner of the end zone. He wants McCarty. Incomplete, intended for McCarty. 2 Cougars were defending on that play. And Freddie King, one of those. Nice sportsmanship by King over there helping McCarty up at the end of the game. Too often times we see frustrations, tempers flare like this. Raider down looks like Ethan Hampton, 56. Go back to that play, though. You know, and look at McCarty taking a knee. I think he's gassed. Noble's bent over with a helmet off. I mean, these guys have, you know, you got to say it. They haven't left anything out on the field tonight. I think we can see that.
No, and what's amazing is we're they're lined up. They know we're going to pass the ball, and up until now, they've not been able to stop us. So we drove the ball down the field, them knowing we're going to pass, and except for those few incompletes.
Immediately after we called for the timeout here in the booth, Hampton was up, coming off slowly, and that's a good sign. So it's going to be 4th down and around 8. Red Raiders at the Cougar 21-yard line. It's 36-24. Calhoun County leading Bacon County, and at this point, you know, I used the term from Tin Cup before golf. You just grip it and rip it. I don't know what they're going to do. They went for the home run a minute ago. Let's see if they go for that corner again. They're going to stack 3 receivers over there. Ooh. Anderson mishandles the snap. He picks it up. Does he have time to throw? He does. He slings it. He's got a man down there. Oh, it's incomplete. You had McCarty and Noble and Welsh all down there. It's going to be over on downs with 16.6 seconds left. And that's going to do it right there. All they have to do is, I think, break the huddle and go to the line of scrimmage. And the Cougars should have a W. You know, I think a lot of people wearing red tonight. I'm not talking about the Cougar coaches who for some reason wear red. But I think that a lot of folks here in Raiderville were hoping, had the feeling that tonight might be their night. It looked that way for a little while. As it turns out, that will not be the case. So whether it's Jackson or some proxy, somebody's going to come to line of scrimmage and take a snap here with 16 seconds left. He'll take the knee. And they are in victory formation. That's all they have to do. In the final 10 seconds, flick off here. Your final score is going to be Calhoun County 36, Bacon County 24. When we come back, we'll have the post-game show, final rundown of the numbers, and some final thoughts here from Morris Johnson Stadium. But first, a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Bacon County Red Raider football. Your final score, Calhoun County 36, Bacon County 24. The Cougars win it. They are 2-2 on the year. They've won 2 in a row. The Red Raiders fall to 0-4. Red Raiders next week on the road against Miller County. John DuPont, David Johnson with you. Our studio producer is Roland Mott. Our statistician is Jason Taylor. And get a final look at the numbers, and here's how it played out tonight. How about the Cougars with 24 first quarter points, but only after the Bacon County Red Raiders got on the board first. That was a Chris Noble touchdown run after a Danke Anderson interception, set it up at the 13-yard line, but a 6-yard run by Noble, the kick by Tom Anderson made it good. 7-0 in home of the good guys, or in favor of the good guys at 10:02 of the first quarter. But Calhoun came back just a few moments later. Calhoun came back just a few minutes later at 8:40 of the first quarter. Eric Williams, a 9-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion run by Richie Haynes was good, and it made it 8-7. Calhoun at that point, a 1-point advantage. They do not kick extra points in Edison apparently. Reed Burkett, the touchdown run at 3:29 of the first quarter, and that was actually a fumble, and Freddie King, the touchdown run for Calhoun at 3:29 of the first quarter, a 2-point conversion run. That was Ricky Haynes, very discombobulated. It's been that kind of an evening. But anyway, at 3:29 of the first quarter, Calhoun increased the lead to 16-7. Freddie King's 28-yard run at 2:30 of the first quarter, and Eric Williams' 2-point run made it 24-7 at that point. Then Reed Burkett at 8:14 of the second quarter, his second touchdown run of the season, a 5-yarder. Tom Anderson's kick was good, and Bacon County stopped the hemorrhaging, a string of 24 unanswered points. They got back on the board, and at that point it was 24 to 14. Bacon County then would come back later. A Tom Anderson field goal tied it. I actually missed out on another touchdown. That was Reed Burkett's fumble return. Tom Anderson's kick made it 24-21. The 26-yard field goal by Anderson at 10:54 of the fourth period tied things up, and a couple chances for the Red Raiders, but Freddie King's 41-yard touchdown pass to Jimmy Glover with 7:32 left in this ball game. The 2-point conversion was no good. It was 30-24. Red Raiders still had an opportunity at that point. Freddie King, a 27-yard run with 2:08 left, sealed it. Your final score, 36.
The Georgia TV Now Game of the Week, Week 4. What a nail biter. That was awesome, right? Well, it was almost awesome. Bacon County Raiders, you guys rock. Try again. You're getting better every game. And that was the Georgia TV Now Game of the Week. It's sponsored by Cobblestone Realty and Waters Ford. And it's brought to you by Georgia TV Now. And again, this radio station. Yeah. Anyway, next week, we don't know who we're going to shoot. Do you want to decide who we shoot? Please email Nabil at georgiatvnow.com. The email address is right here. And let us know what game you want us to shoot next. We'll shoot Appling, we'll shoot Bacon, we'll shoot Ware, and we'll shoot Pierce. You let us know. The more emails we get requesting that game, and then we'll show up and we'll shoot it. All right, so kick back next week. Got a whole new game coming for you. Remember, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m., the Georgia TV Now Game of the Week. I'm Nabil. That's a peace sign. Unbelievable. All right, guys.